Whoa, whoa, oh, 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 whoa, oh, 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 ha! Everybody was kung fu fighting, ha! Those cats were fast as lightning, ha! In fact, it was a little bit frightening. Huh! They fought with expert timing. Hello, man babies. We're kung fu fighting tonight. Here we go. And we've got a good movie for you all tonight. This is going to make a bit of a change, isn't it? We got, I was going to say I'll keep the surprise, but it's already on the title of the goddamn stream. It's Robocop, a man with almost a rounder head than me. I'm jealous. But yes, I'm glad to see you all. I can see you all in the chat. We were in the green room and Brownie was talking shit, but I was just reading all the chat comments. And great to see you getting fired up for this one. So I wonder how many weeks we can drag out of this. Maybe till Christmas. Who knows? Anyway, few formalities as always. First of all, the date. It's Wednesday, 26th. The year is 2023. And I am, well, you know who I am. I'm a Ruin, destroyer of franchises. And I'm adopting the moniker Ed209 because he scared the shit out of me when I was a child. So this evening stream podcast, we are discussing the cinematic masterpiece from 1987, Robocop, starring Peter Weller and Nancy Allen. And I can't wait to ask Brownie what he'd give Nancy Allen out of 10. I wonder what that will be. But before we begin, you can find us here on YouTube if you prefer. In your entertainment in podcast form. We're on Spotify. If you like the big bouncy tits, we're also on OnlyFans. So whatever your preference, get on down, man babies. So if you're not shut down for the evening, as I always say, as Brown always says, lots to get through. We'll try not to get bogged down. Let's get the guests out. So from a VPN far, far away, we're talking robots tonight, and you want anyone else on to talk robots? Here's the golden reach around the choice. I'm butchering his intro. The android with the hemorrhoids. It's Z3PO. How
Oh,
you doing,
Master
Z?
Ruin, could you possibly butcher my introduction any more than that?
I'm sure I could try, but good to have you, Z. And we've got a bit of Android action for you tonight. So what do you make of Robocop? He's a bit of a pin-up for you for the likes of yourself.
He most certainly is. As a Judge Dredd fan and also a massive sci-fi fan, this is definitely on my top 10 of fantastic films to watch.
Oh,
So
top
I'm
10 film.
itching to get through this one.
Oh, okay. Well, yes, it is a damn good movie we've got for you all tonight, and yes, we can't wait to get into it. So, without further ado, we need some more retro baits to get us through this. The chat have got our backs, but we're going to need some other people to stick their oar in. So, next up, he's the wise elder of the channel. He's not been around for a few weeks, but he's finally crawled out of his cave to cover this one. You know the rest. He's the man with an incredible amount of socks, and you wouldn't believe how many of them he wears to bed, and you can work out what appendages he wears them on. He's the great mega geek. It's Ian David Diaz.
I wear 42 socks.
42 that's in the summer, man, babies. The winter. Well, don't get me started. Mega, great to see you, sir. And we've got a good movie tonight, haven't we?
Yeah, I love Robocop. Robocop is one of my favorite movies, and I love how violent it is as well. And you know, it's just a really good. It's one of those films they'll never make today. Do you know what I mean? They'll never make something like this today. And you know what? We were gifted with that kind of cinema when we were a lot younger. This generation don't know what they're missing, to tell you the truth. But there you go. Then again, I am old, so that's the kind of things old people say, don't they?
Well, we're all a certain of a certain age these days, but we were lucky enough to live through that era of truly great movies, and
Yeah.
this is certainly one of them. And you're right, you're so right, Mega. You would never get
Mhm.
something like this made nowadays.
Nope.
Well, I'm going to get all your. I'm glad you're also excited for it. I'm going to get your opening thoughts in just a moment, but I do believe we've got oh, the green room's filling up,
Is it?
so. Let's get him out, shall we? I'm sure he's arrived late because he wanted to be brought out last, so I'm going to bring him out now. Set your Jedi power phasers to stunning and brave. He's the man who sets up camp in my back garden. He peers through the curtains. He's often seen doing a Hugh Edwards with his trousers around his ankles around the garden. But before I get us into any further trouble, let's bring him out. He's my number one fan. It's not Brian Young. How are you doing, Brian?
Good evening, Ruin. Good evening, Z. Good evening, Ian. Good evening, chat. How are we all?
We're
Very
good.
good.
We're good.
Good,
Leave.
good.
I got to tell my bitches to leave. Leave, bitches. So they're gone now.
Bitches,
so
leave.
Brian, I was expecting some kind of I don't know, Robocop inspired avatar from you tonight, but you're sticking with the Brygone
You will
gin.
get it. Possibly to the next episode, you will get it.
Oh,
I
there's one
was,
to look forward to. Okay.
You're getting slightly bogged down at home. I wasn't going to make this stream. I thought I was going to make this stream, but I've made it. But party on Garth, as they say, 1990s.
Excellent. Well, we're glad to have you with us. And I do believe we've got one more retrobate now. I've got to pre-warn you all. He's rather drunk. He's rather old and confused. He's got a bit of the Joe Bidens going on, but we're going to roll him out anyway. And he's a little bit delirious, having spent many hours compiling the slides for tonight. But he is the man with the keys. I like to call him, and he doesn't like me to call him, but I'm going to call him the Yorkshire Ripper, and it's only through, it's no reference at all to the actual Yorkshire Ripper. He's just a ripper of a chap. Let's get him out here. He's the man who owns the channel. He's our favourite old dude. It's Mr. Brown. Get your ass out here, Mr. Brown.
Hello.
Hello, Brownie. You're struggling tonight, aren't you?
I'd buy that for $1.
But you've got your avatar and you've got your earache.
Go Brown. Yeah, I've got an ear infection, everybody. My head is going to explode. But we're here. Hello, everybody. Hello, chats. Hello,
I think
everybody.
that's another movie from the 80s, isn't it? The Exploding Heads. I don't know which
Earache.
one. Yeah.
Scams.
Oh, yes.
yeah.
Great film.
Okay, well, look, I'm excited for this. I want to get right into it because we're hoping to get this wrapped tonight, aren't we, Brown?
No.
Are we shite? We're probably going. Well, maybe we go several weeks. I don't know. We'll see. We don't like to put a time limit on things. But let me do the formalities now. I've got the retrobates out, and then I'm going to come around you all and ask for your initial thoughts, your experiences of the first time you saw it, and how many nightmares this gave you as a child. So the film is, of course, Robocop, 1987. A certificate R, or if you're living in the UK, 18, probably should have been 21. The runtime is a very efficient 1 hours 42, released in the USA on July 17th, 1987, in the UK, February 88, from Orion Pictures, directed by Paul Verhoeven, written by Edward, I can't pronounce that. Neumeier and Michael Miner. Produced by loads of man babies. I don't give a shit about the producers. Music by Basil Pole Dioris. Basil Pole Dancer. Oh, he's my favorite musician. Special effects, of which there are some fantastic effects. Rob Bottin. And it starred. Am I out of line to say no major stars necessarily? So we have Peter Weller, Nancy Allen, Dan O'Herlihy, Ronnie Cox, Kurtwood Smith, and Miguel Ferrer. Is that fair? Is that fair? Mega will put me right if I'm wrong.
What's that?
There's no kind of real A-list stars cast in this movie?
None whatsoever.
Well,
All of them were up and coming stars. All of them.
Nancy
So,
Allen was on the
Yeah.
periphery. She, if anything, she was probably the biggest star.
Yeah, but she was. Yeah, I mean, the thing is with her is that she was starring. The only A-list film I could remember that she starred in was Dressed to Kill with Michael Caine,
Yeah.
directed by what's
Yeah.
his name?
Yeah.
But everything else was kind of low budget and niche movies. So she wasn't that big, but they chose their cast well, didn't they? I mean,
yes.
Peter Weller was Peter Weller was getting up there, and the guy who played Dick Jones, I can't remember his name.
Ronnie Cox.
Ronnie Cox. He was just a TV face. He always played dads and stuff like that in movies.
He was coming off Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah, so there you go. So I mean, he wanted to play a villain because he's never played a villain before, so he jumped at the chance. So there you go.
Yeah, Smilex in the chat also dropping Ronnie Cox there as the biggest name. Hello to Tim's Talk. He's come. It's okay. He's come all the way from Tatooine. He's bringing the Raylo love, and yes, good to see you, Tim. So let's. Final bit of statistics for you. The budget was again. It's hard to kind of appreciate it because it was made so long ago, but 13 million, and it grossed $53.5 million. So certainly did perform well. It's arguably gone into folklore now as just one of the real great sci-fi movies. Okay, well look, that's the formalities. Before we get into the visuals, and there are some disclaimers which Brownie will explain in a moment, but look, lots of small text on the screen. I can't read it. Chances are neither can you.
Like, share, subscribe.
There we go. 3 words. That's all it takes.
Tell your friends. We need to get to 3K. We need to do that mega stream, don't we, Ruin?
We do. Well, we're a load of old bastards, but Brownie's threatening to keep us up for 24 hours solid to do a mega stream. And what are we doing now on the numbers, Brown?
2,750 or so.
Okay, I mean, it'd be great to do it before.
It's kind of a bit stagnant a little bit.
Yeah.
But, critical drink is going to help me.
Okay, the drink will help. Okay.
There you go.
But you can do your bits. You can like, share, subscribe, and repost, retweet, and I believe there's a trick. If you are already subscribed, if you unsubscribe, if you wait a month and then resubscribe, apparently that doubles the numbers. I don't know, something like that. No, I don't know. Just
get your Stooge accounts fired up, folks.
So look, before we get into it, beautiful poster. Iconic poster. What a pose. Yes. What a sass. Let's go around the room. I will hold my thoughts till the end, but let's start with Z. Z, your thoughts, if you can, the first time you saw it, what you thought of it at the time, and how it's kind of endured in your heart since.
Well, my first introduction to Robocop was not long after I moved to West Sussex. Back in 1987. I hadn't really got a job. I think I was between jobs at the time, and I had an afternoon to kill. So I went to our local cinema to take a look at this. I was absolutely shocked at how visceral it was. I'd never seen something so violent or gory. Also impressed about how much it was like Judge Dredd. 2000 AD was at its peak at this point. So everything about it just resonated with me, and I came out of that feeling thoroughly entertained, and it was absolute joy to watch it again for the stream.
There we go. Why is some of the chat saying Robocop is a gay icon?
That's what they'd like to think.
It's Peter Weller, isn't he?
You know what
Is
I mean?
it Peter?
Yeah.
No, it's not Peter Weller. It's bollocks. Just don't listen to them. It's not. They're not. Forget it. Everybody wants to turn everything into gay something, don't they? You know. Sod that. Do you know what I mean?
Triggered everybody.
Can I make a request before we start here?
Go on, Brian.
I know we
not?
do a little bit of a drinking competition. Can I just say for everyone to take a swig when they call Peter Weller Paul Weller? tonight because it's going to happen.
Obviously, there's the usual drinks, and I've already seen it in the chat. References to Liam Neeson's massive dong is, of course, a forfeit
Buffed
drink.
helmet, folks.
Anything else you'd like to? Obviously, I think we should take a drink when there's a gory moment, and we could get rather
God.
pissed rather quick.
I've had to be very careful with the gory moments because of YouTube. So we need to warn you folks.
Yeah, go on, Brown, then. We'll let interject. Go on.
Dramatized fictional violence, folks. Yeah, so if you are squeamish, turn away when we say.
Will there be a warning up the top right-hand side for us, Brown?
Oh, you mean the triangle? I should have done another triangle, shouldn't I?
Yeah, you should have. Yeah.
But anyway, we will warn you, folks. Plenty of time.
Fiona M wasn't allowed to see Liam Neeson's massive dong until she was 16. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, it's well done, Brownie. We think you've navigated the slides and you've made some little tweaks and things just to satisfy the overlords at YouTube. So well done. Well, look, Brownie, while you're gobbing off, give us your thoughts on this one. Robocop. When did you see it? What did you think?
I was on my foundation course in York. I was probably 19 at the time. My tutor, my best friend, and I went after we'd finished college for the day, and the poster sold us. It just looks great.
Did you just say you went with your tutor?
Yeah, because he wanted to go see it as well. Yeah, so we all went to see it, and we were sold on the poster alone. But I had a similar experience to Z when the ED-209 fired up. I just looked at my best friend, and my jaw just hit the floor. It's like, fucking hell. Just totally, we'd never seen anything like this before. Obviously, we'd seen kind of all the video nasties on the good old VHS days, but you kind of expected it. But this was just the level of brutality, literally within the first 20 minutes. It was a, look at that! Anyway, just such a fantastic movie. And doing the slides today, normally doing the slides can be a chore. Not this time. I just love this film. Top 3 film for me, this.
Top 3?
Yeah, it's just one of those. It's just a masterpiece.
Wow. Yeah, the chat are already getting excited. And Punchable Face, and hello to you, sir. He says, Ed 209 design is perfection.
A lot of individual people on the top of their game to bring you this. It was just incredible.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I think we're going to get a few look at this moments tonight, so we'll add that to the drinking game.
Loads of them.
Brilliant, Brownie. You've really you really got the hairs on my arse standing on end there. Well done. Brian, let's go to you. I'm saving Mega Geek to last. Brian, what do you remember? You would have been a fairly modestly young chap when you saw this.
I'd have been about 11 or 12 when this came out. The first time I saw it was the poster in the Glasgow Evening Times, along with a review, and I read the review, excuse me. And I had to see it, but I wasn't able to see it at the cinema for obvious reasons. So I think I first saw it on pirate VHS in a pal's house. And it was like, but you talked about nightmares earlier on. This film still gives me nightmares for some reason. You get that strange slow chase feeling. You're being chased and he's going to shoot you in the bollocks. One of those kind of fucking things. But I do have I've got a kind of love-hate relationship with this film. I think I was probably too young when I saw it, but I was obsessed with seeing it and trying to get to see it. But it really did unsettle me, obviously. Watching it maybe 15 years later or so, I realised just what a brilliant satire it was when you were younger. I almost wish I saw it when I was older, but rather than seeing it as a kid. But it almost worked on two levels. When you're older, you really see it as a fantastic satire of the 80s and the kind of Reagan administration period. It still kind of unsettles me just now. I don't know why. It's probably just a kind of remnant for that. I think maybe I'm just scarred for life. But the movie's got so many iconic moments and memorable lines to it. I think we'll go through them with great joy this evening.
Yeah, similar age as Brian, so I think I was the same as you. I unfortunately didn't get to see it in the cinema, but on a pirate DVD, DVD, VHS, sadly.
Yeah.
One thing I love about Robocop is it has this way of, and you've referenced it there, sort of, and modern movies just seem to absolutely fumble this. It does a really good job of referencing an age, but without referencing politics specifically. The themes are relevant. It's probably, you could argue, it's more relevant than ever, and it's definitely commenting on real things we can all, for a sci-fi movie, we can all relate to. But it doesn't really, it doesn't preach. It doesn't get into the politics. It's yeah, it really
uses an
Mm.
it uses an awful
No,
lot
go on.
of good comedy through it as well to
Yeah,
make its points as well.
Yeah, really treads a fine line and does it very well. High praise all around. Mega Geek, give
What?
us your thoughts.
Yeah, I saw Robocop in the cinema, and the reason why I saw it is just like Ian says. I saw the poster and I was like, "What the is that?" And then I looked at it very closely. I'm like, "This looks really cool," and I knew nothing about it. And then I went to see it, and I just thought it was off the charts. I actually thought it was quite disgusting when I first saw it because I think in the first 20 minutes, just like Psycho, they kill off their main lead, don't they? They kill what's his name, Murphy off, and then obviously he's resurrected as Robocop. But I mean, the thing is, when I saw it, I really loved it, and then I just investigated, just because in those days there was no internet. Well, I don't think there was any internet when it came out, and you had to go to Forbidden Planet when Forbidden Planet was a good store, and then buy Starlog and Starburst and find out how this thing was made and stuff like that. And and I learned that the script writers came up with the idea. One of the people was working on Blade Runner, and because Deckard was running around killing robots, the guy that was working on Blade Runner thought, okay, well, what about if we reverse it? A robot that's a cop, and that's how it started. Really, it's because of Blade Runner that Robocop was made, and then we're influenced by Judge Dredd and Rom. I don't know if you know Rom, the comic Rom. The robot and stuff like that, and as I said, investigating all this stuff, and I just think it's a really good movie, and I think I've seen it like maybe 10 times, maybe like 3 times in the cinema, and the rest was VHS, and now I've got a Blu-ray version of it up there somewhere. And it's just one of those movies that you can just sit down and watch again and again, as far as I'm concerned. And it's a shame really, because it had really great potential to be a running, like a running series of movies, but they kind of destroyed it in the second one, and then the third one was even worse because the studios wanted to make it more kiddie friendly, which was a bad move. But Robocop is up there in my top 10 of one of the best movies ever made, in my opinion.
Wow. Okay.
Thanks.
Brownie, you've been saving up for that hair transplant on your chest.
I think I'm close to getting it.
Well, you're even closer now. Do your bit, Brownie. It's all yours.
Common People for 50
What?
pounds. That's real money, folks. Real money. Entertain me. I thought I said pheasants. Entertain me, peasants. As my old dad used to say, he who goes to bed with itchy bum wakes up with stinky finger. It's very true.
That's very weird because his dad used to say that to me as well.
Thank you, my friend. That's so generous.
Common
Thank you, my
people.
friend.
What? Yeah.
Fantastic.
Well,
Thank you, my
we're
friend.
honoured, and we will do our best to entertain you, common
We will.
people, just as you all entertain us. But whoa, generosity, such generosity, and we hope it's rewarded because we've got a treat for you all tonight. Really enjoying hearing all you share your thoughts, but also just reading through the chat and everyone reminiscing on when they first saw it, and yeah, some really nice stories there. My story similar to Brian, like I say, pirate VHS, and I think I kind of duped my mum into allowing me to watch it. I would have only been about 10. Just because it was, oh look, mum, it's just a robot, and then next thing you know, there's blood and gore and tits and all kinds of shit going off. Totally scarred me for life. But more than anything, I've already said it, Ed 209 just freaked the life out of me. And this, I think we will get to it tonight. I hope we do. The boardroom scene in particular, where he's introduced. We watched it in the green room, didn't we? Was it last week before? I can't remember. But,
Yeah.
oh, it's still. I mean, I had to go to bed straight
Amazing.
after that, and it still freaked me out.
Well, did it scare you? Because for me, I wanted that toy. When I saw it, I was like,
You can get them now.
Cool.
They've
Yes,
issued
I'm saying, yeah.
ED209s. You can buy them now.
Because there's something about animation, because that was Phil Tippett did the animation for this film, and he incorporated Go Motion with the animation, and there was something about it being a toy and it moving like that just like incited the kid in me when I was watching it, because I was I think it was in my 20s or late 20s, whatever. When I wasn't late 20s, I can't remember how old it was. Anyway, I wasn't a kid,
Early
but
20s.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't understand why it scared you. Because it's nothing scary about it at all, as far as
No, I think it was the violence of when
I see.
Mr. Kinney disintegrated.
I thought that was hilarious. Everybody in the cinema laughed because when
Bear in mind, we got the censored version.
Yeah, well, no, well, I mean, it was quite violent in the cinema. When
but we got the censored version, the cut down version of that.
Oh, did we?
The censored, the way they censored it actually makes it. I think it makes it more violent because they think they see it in the director's commentary. It went on for longer, so it becomes more ridiculous. And so when someone says, "Call the paramedic," it gets a big laugh, or it gets a bigger laugh, or they thought it would get a bigger laugh if they showed the full bit. But the censors cut it and actually makes it look strangely more fun. A bit of trivia here before we move on. This iconic shot, they actually couldn't get his leg to fit in there with all the parts on, so they had to take it off and just strategically place it.
Oh wow!
When he was driving as well, he had to only wear the top half of the costume because all of them couldn't fit in the car.
The BBC news presenter, naked from the waist down.
Oh yeah.
Well, I don't mean recent events. I beg your pardon.
No, Brian. Brian, are you available to read a super chat, please, in your best presenter voice?
The voice is a bit ragged this evening. MJ UK 84 for £2 in the chat says, "I was 2 years old when this released. You're old."
We are old. I'm old.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Also, another thing that people don't know is that who's the guy that plays Robocop again? I can't remember his name.
Peter Weller.
Peter Weller. He got the part for two reasons. One, because he was in Buckaroo Banzai and they kind of liked it, and two, because he was really thin. Because the original cast for this film was Arnold Schwarzenegger, and they were like, you can't get Arnold Schwarzenegger in that costume because he'll just look like the Michelin Man or something like that. So because Peter Weller was so thin, that went
a marathon runner.
Yeah, and also he was meant to be in that King Kong Lives film, but he dropped out to be in Robocop. So good call, young man. Good call. But there you go.
So one of the things I loved about this film is, even though you've got the poster there which shows him in his entirety, during the first third of the movie, they actually stagger his appearance. They don't reveal him all at once.
Yeah.
You'll see him behind frosted glass or inside his seating cage, but and not actually dumping the full reveal until he's at the shooting range, which I really appreciated. It reminded me of Alien.
It made it slightly more unnerving for me as a youngster. Not seeing it
Really?
straight away. Yeah, a lot of it. I think a lot of the movements and the sound of the feet hitting the concrete slightly freaked me out.
And the other thing we've not even mentioned yet, I mean, we're not even started on the movie, but it's so quotable, isn't it? So many
Absolutely.
great quotes. I mean, the chat are already
There you go.
dropping, and there we go. Yep.
Uninspired reviewer for €2.
Euro.
I'd buy that for $1.
But a lot of people don't
do
know
that
is
one.
that his famous
Nice.
line, come quietly or there'll be trouble. They actually lifted that from a Judge Dredd comic. So a lot of people don't know that. But it's more famous now for Robocop rather than Judge Dredd. So there you go.
Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
Yeah, lots of great quotes. Yeah.
Okay, should we get on with it then?
We better get on with it then, hadn't we? We're also up for this one. We're getting
Okay,
getting
I'm
ahead
going
of
to do this,
ourselves.
folks.
Go on, Brownie. Give it your full geography
Warning,
teacher.
warning.
Warning,
Take a big
contains,
dump all over the fun, Brownie. Go on.
Contains dramatized fictional scenes of violence.
Yep, you better watch
This
out.
was to keep YouTube happy, folks. It's called Context. Yeah.
Brass now. Don't walk.
Okay. So be warned. Be warned.
Down.
Be warned.
You've
be
been warned, man, babies.
Okay, so shall we get the first set of slides up, Roo? And we'll just go. We're just going to do.
Oh, God.
No, wrong one.
All right, don't worry. Don't worry. I recovered. Don't worry.
Are we saying it's just going to, as long as it takes, yeah?
It takes as long as it takes.
Yeah.
Brown. Yeah. So does that mean you're not going to be badgering me in the private chat saying, hurry up, slow down.
Not yet.
Oh, okay. Maybe come November and
It's
we're
either
still
that or we've
halfway
got
through
a,
the movie.
was it Ahsoka out? When's that out?
Oh, end of August. Don't worry
so
about
we've got
that
basically
shit.
4 weeks.
Yes. We're talking about something good. Don't bring it down talking about Star Wars,
Sorry.
Brownie. We're talking about some good shit here. So, Metro Goldwyn Mayer. Anyone know the name of the lion?
Lenny.
Oh, Brownie.
Lenny with the big teeth.
Lenny the Lion.
Yeah. You might have a bit of earache, but you're right on the money. Yes. And Orion Pictures, did Orion Pictures bless us with any other good shit other than Robocop?
It did. It blessed us with Terminator 1.
Ooh,
So there
of
you go.
course.
In the 80s, that meant quality. You knew you were going to get something good that wasn't mainstream. All right, maybe you weren't.
Next slide, please.
Oh, the Keen. They really want to get into it tonight.
We start off with the news bulletin.
Yeah, nice.
Do indeed.
Cityscape here.
Yeah.
Dallas, isn't it?
And we get the
What I-
famous font. What do we make of this kind of font? I mean, it's very 80s, but it's kind of iconic, isn't it?
Very much so.
Yeah. And you don't. Is it just me, or you don't get this anymore? You don't get this real distinctive kind of font for a movie. I don't know. It just feels very of its time, but yeah, brilliant.
No, it feels good.
It does feel good, doesn't it, Brown? Does it make you feel young again, Brown? I mean, you were 38 when it came out, but still relatively young.
It just makes me think that life back then, I didn't give a shit about anything. I had my entire life in front of me, and I did not give a flying fook about anything. Happy days.
Did your tutor who took you to the movie theatre make any inappropriate moves, or was he well behaved?
I think he was too busy watching the film like the rest of us were.
Pants on or off?
Can't remember. We were just watching the film.
Oh, you can't remember then. Ooh, okay. Anyway, I'm getting bogged down into innuendos. Here we go. We've got multiple video feeds here, haven't we?
I thought I'd just leave the subtitles on because literally I know this script off by heart, but every line is just iconic. Moving on.
Any comments on what we're seeing here? We're seeing a lot of
Challenger
volcanic
incident.
activity. Challenger, yeah.
They
Yeah.
deliberately crashed aircraft. They thought we're going to have fuel that wasn't going to go on fire. And that turned out to be completely wrong. The bottom right hand side.
Global warming near Z.
Well, basically, what they're trying to do is they were trying to show the audience that life isn't so good. I mean, what's interesting is they show all these horrible things that are happening in the news, but yet the news presenters, they're all jolly, aren't they?
Yeah.
The woman and the guy. So I mean, you know, Paul Verhoeven, he basically didn't want to do this in the first place. He called it a piece of shit, didn't he? And he threw it in the bin. But it was his wife that told him. But the thing is, though, he didn't realize that it was more than what was on the page. Do you know what I mean? There was more satire towards this, and in the end, that's the thing that sort of like dragged him towards this production. So.
I also find this an interesting drop in the fourth draft of the script from June 1986. Originally opened with Officer Fredrickson's fatal meeting with Clarence Bodicker, and there was 6 pages of script that they just dropped and went straight into media break. Which, if you notice, I mean, this entire film for the first 4.5 minutes, everything that happens is world building and conveying exposition as to where they are right now, what part of the future this is, and it worked really, really well because it was used again in 1997 Starship Troopers, which was also directed by Paul Verhoeven and again written by Edward Neumeier. So it must have worked so well in this that they just replicate that again, and it works in both, in my opinion.
It's really strange because they hired Paul Verhoeven based on that film Flesh and Blood, and that was one of the crappiest films ever made. Yet they wanted him to direct this. I guess I can see why this is so violent, because if you see Flesh and Blood, my God, I mean, how much pints of or even gallons of blood did they use in that film? Do you know what I mean? So,
another rather quotable line: you give us 3 minutes, we'll give you the world. Feels very smarmy, newsreadery, but
sure is.
It's nice. Just cycling backwards, and I know you get worried I'm going to get bogged down, but just a few more bangers from Orion Pictures, which I've dug out of the locker here. Platoon, 1986,
nice.
Oliver Stone, also Mississippi Burning, Gene Hackman
brilliant
movie.
film.
Yeah, great film. And then Dances with Wolves, Kevin Costner.
Oh, that racist film, that one.
And then arguably the pick of the bunch, Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah,
So
that was good. The first one was good.
They really do have a pretty good film
And they went
catalog.
bankrupt.
They did, yeah. Unfortunate, really, because they were doing very well at one point.
I think it was Tom in the chat said the newsreader was sexy AF, and he said it before I moved slides, and then we've now brought her up. Is he overrating her a little bit? Or?
And married to was it Christopher Quentin from Coronation Street?
I think so. Are they both newscasters in real life? I forget this.
Casey Kasem was. Is it Casey Kasem?
I don't know who that fella is. I don't know.
The characters' names are Casey Wong and Jess Perkins.
Right. But
Chris Quentin, is that Coronation Street's Brian?
Yeah, Brian. Yeah. They got married, and he was in Robocop 2.
T-Gun, you've missed about 5 Hugh Edwards jokes, but don't worry, we'll I'm sure we can wedge a few more in. Tom, unfortunately, Uninspired Reviewer says you're overrating a lot. She's a 4. I don't know if she's a 4, but maybe she's not a.
Well, she is dressed as in 80s gear, isn't she? I wonder what she look like now.
Oh, go on, Brown. We're beating around your 70s bush here. No, I want you to get on with it. What would you give her, Brown?
What, marks out of 10?
Marks out of 10.
Well, obviously she's a married woman.
Oh, well, that's never bothered you before, has it?
But marks out of 10, yeah?
Yeah, marks out of 10. So Brownie
10,
gets
yeah?
a little.
Out of
Brownie
10.
gets a little uncomfortable about the prospect of a married woman. Yet he's
One, moving
fine
on.
lusting
One,
after Padme.
moving
Give her one.
Moving on.
Okay, I'll move on. He wants me to move on. Man Baby's in the chat. If you would drop your score for the newsreader, if you're of a certain persuasion, the one on the right. If you're of a different persuasion, the one on the left. If you go either way, you can give me a score for both. And if you're
Shoulder pads. Look at those
pads.
shoulder pads, my lord.
I just
Other than
love how
Robocop.
all the media break segments also dump down into a lower resolution with color wash. That's a really good retro effect.
It is. It's really. It's as I said, it's a film of its time, but it's entertaining right across the board. You know, there's no way anyone could be bored watching this film at all. That's what I think.
An
Sarah
80s
Green.
Sarah Green vibe.
Yeah.
That's a good shout, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ah,
Who did
very
Sarah
good.
Green? Who was she famous partnering up with and going live?
She got married to Cheggers.
She got married to Mike Smith.
No, Mike Smith.
Right over your head there.
Yeah,
Right over your head there, Mickey.
Brian's trying to set something
sorry.
up, and Mega's just
sorry.
trampling all
Schofield.
over us. Schofield.
So they're doing with the what is it? Exposition.
Vision.
They're doing lots
Exposition.
of world building of what's going on, which is good, isn't it?
Well,
So-
not only here, but if we move the slides along when we get
Thank
to
you,
the
Ian.
when we get to the what you call it, the precinct, they were building everything up as well, and also talking about the town as well and how filthy it is and how, you know what I mean. So move it along past this, keep going. Because there's no point talking about
So
this,
there's
'cause
obviously
we
a
know.
bit going off in South Africa where they're going to blow it up.
Yeah.
French-made neutron bomb, uninspired reviewer.
This reminds me a little bit, and well done, Brownie, for getting us back on track. I know you got a little bit uncomfortable with the Schofield, the Hugh Edwards, and all that shit, but we're back on track. Don't worry. This reminds me a little bit of the opening to Back to the Future. You know, where you've got the news story about the plutonium theft. It kind of just gives you a little bit of context and setup, doesn't it?
Same type of exposition, yeah.
But whoever said earlier on, it's they're dropping all this kind of real grim news stories, but doing it with a smile.
Yeah.
Bob on.
That's
Absolutely.
exactly what they're doing, and that's, I guess, that's satire for you. Do you know what I mean? And they're speaking like it's, like today, the world's a jolly place, but
It kind of sets the tone for the rest of the film as well, doesn't it? The attitude they've got towards human life and corporate greed.
What's this reference to Star Wars? Oh, you've moved on, Brownie. You're so very keen. From the Star Wars orbiting peace platform.
It's a parody of, do you remember the Star Wars anti-nuke program? Way back in the Reagan administration that was, they were trying to put it together. It was supposed
Space
to be
lasers to blow intercontinental ballistic missiles out of the atmosphere.
The Star Wars program, that was the right name for it. George Lucas wasn't happy about that name.
Yeah.
No, but it basically, it was reflecting what was happening at the time, wasn't it? This film, and I like further on in the film they have that game called Nukem, don't they? Remember that one? so yeah.
Okay.
I mean, may I just say something, Ian? Right, you have too many slides. I mean, you could have two on this segment, two on this segment, and then we would have moved on to the office.
I don't care. I don't care. Moving on.
Do you care?
Mega
I
Geek's
do care. That's why I've done a lot.
Oh dear.
Mega Geek's got supper to look forward to.
I just think that it's a bit. It's it's a bit too much, really. You could have just done this in 3 slides, but hey, such is life.
Well, I'll be the judge of that.
Yeah, you are the judge of that.
Brian is a lot better at doing slides. But anyway, let's not get bogged down.
I say get bogged down. Let's get really bogged down. So they're reporting on this shit going down in space there, aren't they? But just interested in the chat there. I think they're still debating how good looking this lady is. Apparently she's well known in the States. I don't know. None of us know her here. But
yeah, I think she's a real newscaster, I think.
All right.
I don't know. I've got to look her up. See if she's real.
We'll look her up. Is that Ross
Joe
Kemp?
Biden, yeah. weightlessness.
Is that Joe Biden?
We have got another super chat from the very young MJA UK 84, and he says, "Please read Fiona's new name." So without further ado, here's Fiona's new name. Go on, Megan.
Fiona Pants on.
Oh, there we go, Brian.
All right,
Sorry, Brian, I talked over you. Go on.
Fiona Pants on or off?
Russian,
or off.
obviously.
She's an entertainment news anchor. Yeah, she's real then, in other words, Fiona. She's a real newscaster.
Yeah, Christopher Quentin married her.
She's pretty.
Well, M. Morlock says Munter. I don't know.
What does that mean?
Anyway, each to their own.
What is this?
So we're now in a hospital, aren't we? And it's all just, like I say, it's just setting the scene, isn't it, of a violent, unsettled world, lots of shit going down, and
I just remember being in the cinema thinking, what the is this I'm watching? Do I like it or not?
Fiona thinks she's wearing too much makeup on purpose.
Touch of the Dick Van Dykes here.
Is a little bit, like a
I think that's what
like
the
a current day
parodying
Dick
is,
Van
isn't
Dyke. Yeah. What is this hospital scene? What's the reference here in the hospital?
They're selling artificial hearts for people who have heart disease. Because obviously, I think they were referencing fat people in America at the time.
Yeah. Thanks, Franco. He's on it. There we go. Yep, we get the Family Heart Centre. Brian, I know you're struggling a little bit with the voice tonight, but I feel as though only you could give us the full pitch there in whatever voice you choose.
Here at the Family Heart Center,
Keep it going,
American
Brian. Keep it
voice.
going.
we feature the complete Jarvik line.
What's a job?
Series 7 Sports Heart by Jensen. Yamaha. You pick the heart. Extended warranties. Financing. Qualifies for health tax credit. And remember, we care.
Oh, beautiful.
Brilliant.
And also
He's
we
wearing a
banged
wig.
through about we banged through about 7 slides there. There you go, Mega Geek, that's for you. Cider feeds, I think someone else. Cider feeds. Where is it? That's got to be a syrup. Is it? Is
It looks like it,
It's
doesn't it?
supposed to be. That's the thing it's supposed
Well,
to be.
that's the thing, you see. I remember Paul Verhoeven was being interviewed, and he said one of the reasons why he took the script is because the film actually takes the piss out of America. And it does. If you look at it very closely, it does, doesn't it? Right across the board, from the adverts on TV to the media, right across the board, it really literally takes the piss out of America. So,
It's still good even watching it today.
yeah.
Brownie, would you consider a syrup in that style if you ever going to go there one day?
I would, yes.
Yeah, it looks good.
I
doesn't
like
it?
the grey. It looks great.
Would you keep your mullet at the back though? I think that would.
I took it up underneath the top of the wig.
Okay.
Yes.
I took it up. Okay.
Plastic band.
Rainbow Cop said it's a John Kerry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Good
John
call.
Kerry. Yeah, good shout. Okay, we're getting bogged down in wigs and old politicians. So back to this other strange-looking character.
The important part now.
So now we're getting towards what we're all really here for, aren't we? So the pressure the police are under. Hey, not much changes. Dead police officers, injured police officers, lawlessness, and it's Detroit. I mean, has Detroit ever been anything other than a shithole? Sorry if you're from Detroit. It's what I hear.
Sorry, folks.
It was the decline of the car manufacturing industry, wasn't it, that really caused this?
Everything that was happening in at that moment in time, they put in the film, isn't it? So it's quite interesting when you think about it.
Nice to be set in a city that isn't LA or New York or a kind of obvious one,
Or
isn't
Dallas.
it? Yeah. Yeah.
Here you go. Fiona pants on or off. Robert Jarvik did indeed invent the artificial heart.
Ah.
Very good.
Mm. Nice bit of knowledge there.
Top trivia.
Oh, here we go. We're gonna miss the setup. So we get our first introduction to
Dick
this
Jones.
guy, don't we?
Yeah.
Dick Jones.
Dick
President
Jones.
of OCP. Now, who's the guy who plays Dick Jones?
Ronnie
Ronnie
Cox.
Ronnie
Cox.
Cox.
Right, that's Ronnie Cox, yeah. Pretty well cast this role, isn't he? He does just fit that kind of smarmy CEO.
Mhm.
Well, not
kind of,
really, because he before he did this, I think he was in Beverly Hills Cop. He always played nice characters, and he
Yeah.
said the reason why he did this was because it's so much fun playing a villain rather
Yeah.
than someone that's that's good.
It's
So
almost casting people against type. Same with Klaus Broderick actor. Can't remember his name.
but
Hotwood Smith.
yeah, but Paul Verhoeven, he's what country is he from? He didn't know any of the stars. You know
Dutch.
what I mean? So yeah, so he didn't know. He's famous he's known over there, but not in America. So they were going to cast Rutger Hauer as a RoboCop at one point and Michael Ironside, but they didn't in the end. So there you go.
I'll tell you the other guy. I mean, maybe they kind of play very similar roles, but the guy from Westworld played the cowboy in Westworld. I could see him doing it as well.
Yul
Yul Brynner. Yeah.
Brenner.
Here you go,
yeah.
Tegan. You're all wrong. It's Paul Verhoeven.
Oh,
Verhoeven.
good luck with that, Brown.
Paul
My favourite
Verhoeven.
director.
Verhoeven.
Just incredible.
Here he is, Richard Jones.
He doesn't shrimp on the blood though, does he, Paul?
No. So is he in the office that we see later on? Ed 209 shoot the whole place up, and
Yes.
Looks
is
like
that
it.
that office? Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does look like it,
Looks
doesn't
like
it? Oh, can't wait! I can't wait, but at the same time, I'm shitting myself. Right, there are certain inherent risks. So what's he blabbing on about here? Does anyone want to bring us up to speed?
It's because all the police officers are being killed. And
Or
he's
they might go
saying-
on strike as well.
Yeah.
Oh, striking, eh?
Yeah. Ask any cop, he'll tell you. If you can't stand the heat, you better stay out of the kitchen.
Smilex, big fan of Verhoeven. What else has he done, Verhoeven, Ian?
He did Flesh and Blood. He did Starship Troopers. He did Quaid. He did that
Total
one.
Recall.
Total Recall.
Oh,
You
Total
know.
Recall.
Showgirls.
Showgirl. Yeah,
He did Hollow Man.
Hollow Man.
yeah.
Hollow
Hollow
Man.
Man was good
Yeah.
actually. I
And
liked
most
Hollow
recently, he's done a foreign film about a lesbian nun. Believe it or not.
Man. Yeah. but Paul Verhoeven, right? He said he doesn't really apply by the rules, does he? When he's directing, doesn't listen to anyone, and that's what makes him unique, I guess.
Here you go, folks. Iceman, German Dutch letter V is pronounced F, so it's Paul Verhoeven.
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 I think he left. He didn't want to be part of the Hollywood system because he got fed up
Yeah, he
with it.
bailed,
at one
didn't he?
point.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he went back to his own country. But the films that he did make were really, spot on and famous now, aren't they? The films that he's made. So there you go. Made his mark, and then he left.
And here we get some CCTV footage, I presume, of a bad
Clarence.
guy.
Clarence.
Yeah. Setting up the bad guy here. Yeah. There we go. Bit of a close up. Clarence Boddicker. And he's a crime boss.
When I was a student, somebody who I lived with, another student, I swear to God, it was his double.
Did he say
Hang on.
bitches leave?
How old was he, Bram?
He was a really quiet bloke. He was just really quiet. Didn't say boo to a goose, but he
Well, how
looked
old was he?
exactly like that. I don't know,
What, at 19?
early
Which is
20s, maybe. Yeah.
Early
Yeah.
20s, and
Yeah, just
he had the full-on egg in the nest.
yeah, he was like that. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He was one of
Okay.
these crusty hunt saboteur types. Anyway, moving on.
So, anyway, he's sought in connection with the deaths of 31 police
Jesus.
officers. I mean, wow, that's... I mean, BLM would be proud of those stats, wouldn't it? That's really extraordinary. Sorry, bro. Sorry, I'll put the filter on. So he's still at large, this bastard, and yeah, he's got 31 scalps to his name.
Mm.
And who's Officer Frank Fredrickson is just one of his victims.
The latest victim,
Latest victim.
because he's still he was shot, but he's still alive at the moment.
Wow.
Good luck, Frank.
Good
Oh,
luck,
you
Frank.
bastard.
Ah.
So
And that's it for
insincere.
news.
There we go. The closing credits. Do we think they're banging each other? The newsreaders?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Oh, I want to
10-week
know.
stream coming, everybody. Moving on.
What's the electronic buzzing?
Oh, that's my goldenrod. I'll just switch it off.
And here we
Detroit.
go. A nice little, yep. I do miss, I mean, you get them now and again, but I do miss the old kind of, little captions telling us where we are. And
I
what
think
we're
that's
looking at.
Dallas, though. It's not Detroit.
is, yeah.
Oh.
Dallas.
Not much litter, is there, for Detroit?
Yeah, exactly. Graffiti on the walls, no graffiti on the walls.
Nothing's on fire.
Mm.
Okay, so who wants to talk us through who we're looking at here? Because this is one of
It's
our
the
main
boss, isn't it?
characters.
The boss.
Sergeant
remember his name.
Reed.
Yeah.
Sergeant Reed.
Basically, what's happening here is that, again, this is world building, or, well, they're showing you how dirty and slimy the whole of that town is. And that's one of the lawyers that was defending a scumbag, as he says. It's really funny because I can't remember. Does anyone say they do say fuck a couple of times in this film, don't they?
No.
No, I think
No,
one
isn't it?
person does.
No,
Does it not?
Wow.
There's
So,
no F words, no.
that's what I said. It's really weird because he's saying scumbag, and you'd think he'd say something more stronger than that. And this
No,
film
there's
was
I don't think there's any swearing in it.
There
was
is.
an R,
There's-
wasn't it? In the
Oh, is it?
States?
There's loads.
Yeah.
Loads of F-bombs in this.
Oh, sorry.
Just get me my fucking phone.
Oh, there
That's
is
it.
that one.
Yeah,
There is
that
that
one. Yeah.
Our friend Flopmeister in the chat says, I'm in Michigan. Detroit is abandoned factories and empty parking lots, and they're just the nice areas, apparently. So, yeah, such a shame.
Comes Murphy.
It is, yeah. I just also wanted to bring up someone. Where is it? Yeah, uninspired reviewer. He loves this police station scene. He thinks the whole scene's great, and yeah, very. It's just very 80s, isn't it? You see these alarm, and it reminds me of like Lethal Weapon and various other
Hill
movies.
Street Blues.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Also, another thing that I noticed when I was watching this again was that when in the changing rooms, all the girls are changing with the men, and they're all taking off their bras and stuff like that. I was thinking, will that happen today?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Doesn't he do that in Starship Troopers as well?
Yes. I was going to say, sorry, Tom. I had a brain fart. I've got earache. Sorry, mate. But yes.
Yeah, you're being
mate.
absolutely roasted in the chat, Brownie, for saying there's no F-bombs
Sorry.
in this movie.
Sorry. I'll
Good
jump out the
God.
window later. Don't worry, guys.
Yeah.
So
Get
I
Ed
was watching the
209 up.
censored cut.
Will your hands grow when you jump out the window? Nobody got
Possibly.
that joke.
Let's bring Z in for this one. Z, could you read this chap from this contribution? He just he doesn't regularly contribute, but when he does, they're normally worthwhile reading. But you be the judge of that. Here you go, Z.
Drew Gordon in the chat says, that guy in the back looks gay.
I
Yeah.
left that in
Well-
on purpose. Cheers, Drew.
There's one
It's-
guy asleep in the background as well. Do you not notice that?
No, we didn't say.
Yeah,
see
there's a
that
guy
one.
asleep in the background.
So we got a nice full frontal of Murphy here. What do we think of him as a
Good-looking boy.
you know, good-looking guy? Is he, Brown? Would you say
Yeah.
so?
yeah,
yeah.
good-looking boy. Yeah.
Yeah. How old is he here, Brown?
I'd
character, the
probably
actor,
say mid-30s.
Mid-30s. Okay.
Yeah.
What? How do you think he's doing in the dong department?
Well, it got blown off, didn't it? So he hasn't got one. It's all robotic.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, it's all robotic.
Look how thin he is, though. That's the thing. That's why they
Marathon
took him
runner.
on.
Yeah, he was a
Very
fit
thin.
bloke.
Yeah.
Okay. Brian's not getting involved in this. He's steering well clear of this. He's got a very full features, hasn't he? Very full featured man.
What's interesting is that it kind of this character kind of mirrors the character in Seven, you know, that Brad Pitt played. One of the cops asked him, "Why have you come over here?" And he said, you know, I think in a roundabout way, he said he thinks he can do some good, right? And it's the same thing. What's his name? Brad Pitt said, because it is a shithole that he's come from Metro Central or something like that, isn't he? To here, and they're questioning why he's here.
You know, Robocop, did Nancy Allen blow it off? I don't think she had the opportunity, if I remember rightly.
Murphy, it's you.
Well, I was 39, 40 when this was filmed. Probably 39 when it was filmed and 40 when it came out.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
Not bad looking at 40. 40, 40.
Wow. Doing very well. Jay Goodwin thinks very large head for the body.
Because he's just really thin. That's all. That's why his
Very
head.
fit man.
But then you put that head on the Robocop body, and it's pretty well in proportion, I guess, isn't
That's
it?
right.
So,
That's right.
There we go. That's why they cast him, folks.
Mm.
Yeah, and Common People, our friend Common People says this is him pre-blown cock. So yes, yeah, sure is. So I'm so busy monitoring the chat and putting up
Iconic
messages.
lines again. We work for a living down here, Murphy. Get your armor and suit up. It's just iconic line after iconic line. I know this script's backwards.
But this is one of those cop trope in a cop movie, isn't it? It's always going to be a black boss screaming at people.
It is a very 80s trope, that isn't it? Yeah. What do you think the thinking was there? Is it, you know, if we're gonna put a black guy in the movie, let's give him a kind of, you know, prominent role, or, you know, what was that trope all about?
It was it came from Starsky and Hutch, didn't it?
Right.
Captain Dobie. So Captain Dobie obviously he was black, and he was the boss, and he was always shouting and eating, and it's the same thing with this. And also in Beverly Hills Cop, they had kind of the same thing, didn't they? What's his name? Axel's boss was
Is
black
that
as well.
fucking Foley in here?
Yeah, yeah. So it's the same. It's a trope, really. And remember, Last Action Hero. They knew it was a trope, so they did it.
Yeah,
they
brilliant.
did it. Yeah. So.
It's a shame he's not 5 days away from retirement.
Otherwise, he'd be dead.
Another trope.
Yeah. There's that scene in it where one of the cops said, "We should go and strike," and then he turns up and everybody shuts up, doesn't he? And that was quite fun.
Nice bit of satire from Iceman, who says, "I can't believe they had black people in movies before Black Panther."
Yeah,
it's true, Iceman. Okay, so we're moving things along here, and there's another mention of Fredrickson, as we know. He was the injured cop, or
he was. There's another black guy. Oh my god!
Wow.
Yeah,
Manson.
This is all one continuous shot, isn't it? This bit.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
It doesn't cut until another point. So it's like him being introduced to the other cops and stuff like that. And I think is this where he meets Nancy Allen? I think, I don't know. Can't remember.
No, not yet.
All right.
So again, they're saying, I think OCP's moving a lot of new guys up here, which we will find out later why.
Do you remember the scene in it well, it's coming up anyway, where they're talking about Fredrickson, and one of them says they want to go and strike, and then the boss comes in and he removes the sign of Fredrickson, doesn't he? And everybody knows that he's dead. Everybody's like gone silent. Do you remember that? I think it's coming up.
And then the camera goes to Murphy's.
I
right.
just noticed that today. Yeah.
Brownie, I've got to make you put the brakes on and hit the reverse, because can we just go back to this chap? I mean,
look at that.
He's in the towel. He's got the full-on pot belly. He's got the Mario mustachio.
It's me, Mario.
Let's appreciate what the guy's putting out there for us all. I mean, yeah.
It's John Gordon Sinclair in the background on the right. I'm looking at that Millet in Progress. Adam Gray says, "Is that Ron Jeremy?"
Very good. Yeah, it's a good show.
Proper cop, yeah.
Proper cops, yeah. Love it. He's had a few donuts in his time, hasn't he? Okay, sorry, Brownie. I had to go back there. Caught my eye. What can I say? But where were we? So basically, the gearing up, aren't they? The gearing up to go and fight some crime.
Well, I mean, you know, as I said, they were considering going on strike, weren't they? Until the boss came in and they're told, well, that thing where he removes the thing, Fredrickson's dead, so you know, that kind of thing. So.
Can you get Fat Vegas Burt Reynolds? Yeah, yeah, very good.
See, there's a swear word there. Ian.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brownie.
Sorry, my brain just went. Sorry, folks. I will jump out the window later. Don't worry.
I feel we need another Z to take us through that line on screen. Would you mind doing the honors, Z?
I'll tell you what we should do. We should strike. Fuck them.
Fuck them, indeed.
You know, they were actually worried about how the police would react to their portrayal in this movie, but the police actually loved it.
Yeah.
Especially when they were reading, Robocop was reading Clarence's rights and throwing him through plate glass.
And where's Murphy on the whole go on strike, fuck him, or, you know?
He's I get the strange feeling that he wants to do good, so that's why he got transferred there. He knew it was a hard city, and he knew it was hard playing field. But yeah, he's there's a bit of innocence in him as well, isn't there?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
He's got TJ Laser to live up to.
Yeah, exactly, because his son was into that show. TJ Laser. Brilliant.
There we go. I mean, again, nothing wasted in this script, is there? So we weren't given the Fredrickson reference for nothing. Now his name plaques are being removed.
Is it me, or is the script tight as a gnat's chuff?
Oh.
It is. No scene in this movie is wasted.
Yeah. Tight as a gnat's chuff, folks.
Well, I think the chat can do better than your analogy. So what is the script as tight as, chat?
Oh, God.
I'll give you give a little bit of homework for you there, but homework I need you to do right now.
Mega Geek's wallet.
How dare you? How dare you?
How dare you? How dare you? How dare you?
Well, it's probably as tight as the itchy bum that we were referencing earlier on. But I'm sure. There we go. Oh, they're on it already, Brown. We're gonna get bogged down for a moment. Just bear with me.
What year is this film set in? Can anybody remember?
It's in the 90s. Is it 1996?
No, I looked on the Internet Movie Database tonight. It said the year 24 something. I thought, what?
Yeah, I know. Crazy, right?
What?
I'm sure the computer game said it was 96 or 93.
Okay. Right, okay, that's better then.
Brown, we're all going to read one, so you're first. Smilexes, please.
Smilex in the chat. It's as tight as a nunch. Start again. Smilex in the chat says, it's as tight as a nun's.
You can't say that word.
Oh.
You'll get in trouble.
Bonus hole.
Okay, well, talking of bonus holes, there's one for you, Brian, if you would.
Villain Valvani's vag.
And here's one for you, Mega.
what's that? Tight as a chat's muff.
Moving
Tight as
on.
the chat's
Am I allowed
muff.
to say that word?
And we'll finish off with common people. This is for you, Z.
Common people in the chat says, as tight as Hugh Edwards' rear.
Oh,
Not
there
as
we
tight
go.
as his wallet, though. There we are.
Brilliant. Okay, thanks, folks. So, yeah,
So here you go, folks. Look, Ozella Squadra course, 2030s. Here you go, 2043.
oh, okay.
There was another one. Where are we? Here we go, Jay. He just needed to say in the near future, and we'd have just been totally happy with that.
I'm with Jay there. I'm sure it was 96.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks, Atom Gray. Just passing on the thanks. Funerals tomorrow. I mean, the poor guy only died literally moments ago. They move quick over there, don't they?
Well, he was in hospital, wasn't he? And
Yeah, he was actually. Yeah,
yeah,
he
so-
was.
Here you go. Rest in peace, Frank. Sad loss, folks.
Also, that guy behind him, behind the boss, looks like one of those dweebs.
Cecil. Yeah, it's Cecil.
Cecil.
Yeah, like Rick Moranis vibes there.
Yeah.
And what, he's got a fair old audience for settling into his new locker, hasn't he?
Well, everybody's getting changed, aren't they?
And just if they couldn't get any more pissed off than they all do, where no one can go to the funeral.
They had to give donations, didn't they, to their family of Fredrickson, I think.
We're not done with the tight as references, folks. So, Brownie, I'm going to bring this one in for you because it's a super chat.
Fiona Pants on or off for $2. Tight as KK grip around Filoni's nutsack.
Excellent. Yeah.
And Bob Iger's nutsack as well. To be fair. Moving on.
Yep. And there's where you Police Academy. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, donations given to Cecil.
Cecil, yeah.
Cecil. And I don't want to hear any more talk about a strike.
We're plumbers, not... Sorry, I'll start again.
Brownie.
We're not plumbers, we're police officers.
Well, the one in the middle is a plumber, obviously. He's married.
Yeah.
Jay Goodwin, who's on particularly good form tonight. Bit of trivia for you.
Yes.
The funerals at the Blue Oyster Bar.
Why are they all sweaty, though? Or they just had
Well,
a
they
shower
showered.
or something? Oh, right, okay. I thought they were all sweaty for some reason. I don't know what's going on there.
I think it was shot in Dallas during the middle of the summer and it was horrendously hot, so it's probably why.
Yeah. Police
officers don't strike. There's a lady in the background there, Brown, but she's got a very boyish haircut, hasn't she? Does that do it for you, or not really?
Just move on.
Oh, he's not playing along anymore. Okay. Murphy front and center. He's really getting picked on here, old Murphy, isn't he?
He's the new chap, the new boy.
Yeah. A Rainbow Cop in the comments says this scene is so homoerotic. It's a little bit, isn't it? Yeah, it's kind of sweaty, topless. Yeah.
Crotchless.
Chat. There we go. There's his name.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah, I didn't even understand that until today when I was doing the slides. I just clicked.
It's you, Murphy.
Brian, I may have missed because the chat's Absolutely on fire tonight. Was the reference to the game, the Robocop game, going on in the chat there? Is someone talking about the game?
Yeah, Franco has Googled it, and Wikipedia says it was set in the year 2043. I was sure the computer game said it was in the 1990s. However, it's two different pieces of media, shouldn't really be stuck together or cross-referenced, really.
Dermot McQuaid in the chat says, any Americans in the chat? Well, we definitely know there are. So
hello,
please,
Dermot. Long time no see.
Yeah, please engage with Dermot McQuaid if you are American.
McQuaid.
Oh, before I move on, so obviously the name plaque goes at the top there. What goes in the little square thing in the middle?
Don't know.
Don't know.
Okay.
I guess, looking at that, I'm probably going to guess that the name, if it was a real place, real station, the name would go in the screwed on bit, and the big name thing is just because the camera needs to see it, and that's an extra. That's added on.
Maybe the number.
One in, one out.
Bit of
Maybe
tape at
their
the back.
number goes there. I don't know.
It's pronouns. Thanks, Kyranitos.
Well done, Kyranitos.
Very good,
Yes,
very good,
that's
very
a
good.
lovely modern day reference there. Okay, well, look, Murphy's gearing up.
This is where we get introduced.
So,
I like
question
Tiger.
for all you retrobates, and I'll extend it to all the man babies in the chat. At this point, it obviously depends when you saw it and what you knew going into it and so on. Was it completely obvious that Murphy was going to become Robocop? I know in hindsight we all know that, but at the time when you first saw it, what do you say?
Not really. I mean, I mean, when I was watching it, I knew nothing about it at all. As I said, because there wasn't anything. So, you couldn't go on the internet or anything like that. So when I was watching it, I didn't know what was going to happen at all because there was no spoilers for me. I mean, I didn't even see the trailer before. I only saw the poster when I went to see it. So,
I think we were blessed in
yeah, we were
87, 88.
Yeah.
Because I remember literally Predator and Robocop were within months of each other. It's like, what a year for sci-fi.
Well, what's her name? Gets punched, doesn't she? Yeah, and then she beats him up.
You can even see the that you can see that's not even her. That's the stunt
woman.
person.
Jay Goodwin says, Poundland Tom Berenger being restrained. Nice.
Was that Cockney in that previous slide?
No. And then she gets up and she wallops him one, doesn't she?
Everybody you meet.
Strong independent female, folks. They did exist before
Rey
in Star Wars.
I can't believe twice we looked at a gratuitous arse shot and no one mentioned it. We must be finally grown up.
We're losing our edge.
Stunt woman.
Stunt woman.
Stunt woman. Also, wasn't that show Remington Steele? The woman in Remington Steele was meant to be playing her, wasn't she? But she couldn't do it because they renewed the show.
Steele, yeah.
And at the same time, James Bond, Pierce Brosnan was meant to play James Bond, and he couldn't do it. Yeah, so both of them got screwed by Remington Steele, didn't they? Yeah.
Max B. Vroom Fondle with a beautiful avatar for this stream says late 80s to early 90s was the best time for lots of stuff.
Time to be alive. What a time. I can't remember the 90s because I'm just high as a kite, but what a time.
Pre-internet, but
pre-pronouns, everything was fantastic.
Pre-social media. Yeah. Beautiful.
And she knew who men and women were.
Androids, yeah.
Dermot McQuaid says there's one huge elephant in the room that no one's mentioned. Now I don't know if this is something going off on the chat, or I want to know what the elephant in the room is, Dermot, because I'm out of the loop. So please do follow up on that one. Anyway, they're all rather impressed, aren't they, with kick-ass abilities and
Oh, sorry.
oh, boom.
I was doing the slide for this. When I was doing the slides for this, right, and I'm not kidding you, it was the timing between the stunt person pulling the punch and his eyes closing. There was literally just one frame of film, so it was timed to perfection. Yeah, when she went bang. Yeah.
Missed him anyway.
Yeah. I think Franco's referencing the big elephant in the room there, but it's not Lizzo. Some rather gnarly facial expressions from
Look at that.
Nancy, isn't it? Oh, we got to look at that, folks.
Look at that.
Punches him twice. Bang, bang. Love that shirt.
Yeah, nice shirt.
Stunt woman,
pajamas.
obviously.
Sorry, Brian. Skipped a bit fast there.
No, I'll just go back. Literally, you go from skinny to
Chunky.
yeah.
He's still skinny.
Well, you could tell it was a different person.
Of course you could.
Because it was such a fast shot, you couldn't really tell.
Yeah.
Well, look, are we going
Still good,
to
though.
do it? I mean, it's for me, the elephant in the room is Nancy's been on screen for about 15 shots
Marks
now,
out
and
of
we've
10.
not made any sexual references. So, yeah, let's do marks out of 10, and we'll go around the whole group. I don't want to take this away from you, Brownie, but you can kick us off, Brown. Marks out of 10 for Nancy.
Out of 10, yeah?
Out of 10, and Andy's already beat you to it.
Well, you know what my answer is? I'd out of 10, I'd give it
Out
1.
of 10. He'd give a 1. And for everyone else, your serious scores for Nancy. Z.
Oh, I never found her that hot. She's
Oh.
a 5 for me.
5. Okay. Brian.
Before my first hand shandy, so I'm going to say 5.
5 from Brian. Any improvement on a 5, Mega?
Yeah, I'm 4. I mean, she,
Well, you said I'd give her 1.
no. Well, she was. I liked her when she was. I think she was in. Was she not in Carrie? She was one of the girls in Carrie, right? She looked quite cute in that
so
film.
she was.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
looked
Dressed
quite
to
cute in
Kill,
that
yeah,
film.
8.
Dressed to Kill. She looked really good in Dressed to Kill. So,
Sorry, Arun.
It's all right. Punchable Face says 2 Kleenex.
She was an icon though. She was an icon in the 80s.
She was,
in
yeah,
the 90s. Yeah. So she's a good looking woman.
Yeah.
Side of Feet's probably the most generous there, an 8, but in
She
Dressed
loved
to
playing
Kill.
the character as well. Even she wasn't happy with what they did to her in Robocop 2, and especially in the third one.
Yeah, they kind of dumbed her down. The whole thing was dumbed down though, because they suddenly realized, oh, we can sell Robocop as a kid's toy.
Yeah.
Let's bring it down. It's
And she was devastated that Peter Weller didn't do number 3.
yeah, and also Frank Miller had a really good script for number 2, and they just decimated it. They just rewrote it, and it turned out to be what it was.
I don't think
For
we should
all
have-
those in the chat doing a Hugh Edwards at the moment, with your pants down to your ankles, please consider this from common people. She looks like the boy in Never-Ending Story.
She doesn't.
That's slightly ruined a few people's evenings, but there we go. Sorry, Brian, you're about to come in with some little gem.
What was I saying? I don't think they should have done a sequel at all. I think one of the biggest underlying parts of this story is it's essentially he's a robot that finds out he's a human.
Mm.
Do you know?
Or
And
was.
then I think it's I think it's a far better as a one-off than doing a sequel. But I can see it's a very marketable franchise, and obviously there was TV series that were much more family friendly.
I was counting down the minutes to Robocop 2 once I said they were doing it.
Yeah, but I don't know if you used to read Starlog or Starburst, and they were like behind the scenes and stuff. And I think it was Starlog that reported that the script had been changed like 5 times because they considered the script too violent. Frank Miller's script was too violent, and then obviously they wanted to change it so it was more family friendly, and that was the wrong way to go. It's like the Lethal Weapon series. It went from really hard nosed to too family friendly, didn't it? It was like, well, he isn't lethal anymore, is he? Do you know what I mean? So
Gremlins did it with Gremlins too, didn't they? As well.
exactly. You think that Hollywood would learn that is not the way to go, but they don't. They do the same thing over and over again.
Why do I get the feeling Dermot McQuaid is trying to
on the pool?
Yeah, I don't think he's giving this movie the concentration we expect. Dermot, come on, man. Get your head in the game, would you do?
Mate.
Nice. I appreciate that one, Z. Okay, well, look, our partnership has been made. Nancy and Paul Weller. And I think Nancy's going to drive, isn't she? Wow, what a strong, independent woman.
But
a shot for Paul Weller, please, everyone. Drink for Paul Weller there from Ruin.
There we go.
But he does the thing where he says, I drive to break in my new partner, and doesn't let her drive, does he? And she just accepts it.
You mean that?
She? Yeah, that bit. So that's cool. Wouldn't have that today, would you?
No, I mean,
you
it's
wouldn't
also,
have that today.
It's also
Sorry.
pretty dumb because he's a new cop in a new area. Where's he know to drive to?
Yeah, but he's being a bit he's showing off, isn't he? And he's being a bit of a twat, really.
Foreshadowing the bubble gum.
When he's too confident, yeah.
The bubble gum.
That's right.
Lots of May-to references there. So, yeah, they're all joining you there, Z. Pontypaul in the chat says, I've had COVID all week and I haven't had a Hugh Edwards all week. What's Hugh Edwards Cockney rhyming slang for? Or what's he mean by that? Is he
35 grand ham shank?
We hope you get better, Paul, and get back on the Hugh Edwards if you would. So he is driving. Why is he sat in the passenger seat if he's driving? I don't get it. What's going on?
It's American.
Brown nearly bit.
I didn't fancy Peter Weller's acting for the first part of this film when he's playing Murphy. I don't know what it is. It's kind of stilted, and he is a decent actor, and he certainly makes up for it after he gets the suit on, but there's something missing.
Nice touch where you get the little, the arse end of the car hitting the ramp. Is that a badly designed ramp or a badly designed car? I don't know.
Oh,
But, hey, Tom's enjoying it. He says this channel is fucking hilarious.
cheers,
Thank
Tom.
you. You've not laughed this much in ages. Wow.
Do you know what, right? There's something about this film that mirrors the Terminator, because the Terminator had that dirty feel about it, didn't it? The first one, and this one has the same thing, doesn't it? It has that kind of raw, dirty old kind of.
The trailer for Robocop had the music from Terminator.
Oh, did it?
Yeah. So there's a connection, folks.
Osella Squadra Course. Oof, what a name. Says it's American, so badly designed car. Oh, controversial. And
this is Dallas. They shot in.
Uxie Gamers says, "What's a Hugh Edwards?"
I Google that, my friend.
Get onto Google. Just put Hugh Edwards in Google, and then go to Google Images. That's the best way to get an answer to your question. Anyway, we transition to well, in the
movie
film
speak
sense, movie speak. Thanks, Mega. To these couple of suits, don't we?
Yeah, that's I can't remember the black guy's name, but he sucks up to anyone that's in charge.
Mr. Kinney.
Oh, is that his name, Mr. Kinney? Yeah.
Bob Morton.
Which one's Bob Morton?
The one on the left.
Right. And who's the guy in the middle? He's the one.
Johnson.
Johnson. What a short-lived character.
No, Kinney's the one that gets shot. Johnson's the one on the right.
Oh, is he?
Johnson's the black one. Kinney's the one in the middle.
Kenny, yeah. I like how they introduce the guy on the left though, because you don't see him until you have to see him. You know what I mean?
I like Miguel Ferrer. He's a great actor.
Yeah.
Very famous parents.
He died recently, didn't he? Not recently, a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
His father was Jose Ferrer, and his mother was Rosemary Clooney.
Wow.
She wasn't Hose B.
Auntie of George Clooney.
Wow.
So they shot all this in Dallas because they wanted the futuristic buildings, apparently.
Princess Fiona Panseroff.
No idea. I turned them
Yeah.
off, Fiona. Sorry.
Oh, we
They
don't
were
know why
turned
that's
off. I don't
happening.
know why you're getting them. Sorry. I'll look into
And
it. Sorry.
Andy Mouse just wants to interject today. Sinead died today. R.I.P.
Yeah, she did.
She
Yeah.
did, didn't she? Yeah. Not old at all. But
Nobody's saying what she died of, though. I guess that'll
2
come
years
out
older
soon.
than me. Can you believe it?
Anyway, thanks for bringing us all down there, Andy. We appreciate that. Back to RoboCop. Oh, here we go.
It's Jones. He's got the 209 series online, and now he wants to show off.
209 series. Yeah.
I like how they all sucked up to what's his name? The old man. I can't remember
Matt
his name.
painting, by the way. That.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the top half of it is. The bit on the top is, but the bit at the bottom is a real lift in Dallas.
Is Kyriantos too soon there, Brownie, or do you think he's okay with that? Can we let that go?
It's a tribute, so it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice pun as well. I've got to say, you know, if you ever, you know, when you go out on the lash, everyone's got the sweet spot, haven't they? You know, 2 or 3 pints in, you're probably a bit early. You know, 9 or 10, you're probably well on the way, but there's probably a sweet spot somewhere in between. I think Kyriantos is at that sweet spot, isn't he? He's 5 pints in and he's really on form tonight. So, yeah, good work, Kyriantos. So Ed 209, so it's really setting us up, isn't it? Serious delays and cost overruns. We call it Ed 209. Is it ED 209 or
enforcement droid?
Erectile dysfunction, her age.
Now, I mean, it's affectionately known as Ed 209, isn't it? So
did I press that button there?
The old man ordered a backup.
Okay, well, yeah, okay, sorry.
He's not happy, is he?
The backup plan.
We're up to 80. We're up to 82 man babies viewing us. So wow, what a good turn up we've had tonight. Really good.
This is where they're explaining the OCP swapping the police around, isn't it? Because he's trying to get volunteers.
Yeah.
Is this very clever exposition?
Yeah, well, I think so. And, you know, what we're getting here as well is that we've gone from the police scene, the kind of grimy, dirty police scene, sweaty, homoerotic almost police scene, to the sleek boardroom, you know, the LED lights and the kind of more futuristic boardroom. So it's a nice comparison, isn't it?
What's interesting is when people say exposition, you know, they say it like it's an error in the script, right? But if you watch most films, they all have it. You know, I mean, even the latest Mission Impossible's had it. Do you know what I mean? So Oppenheimer probably has it.
This script is tight, isn't it?
Kind of, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, it's tight.
It's quite tight. What would you say it's as tight as, Brown?
Uncle Owen.
It's as tight as Ian David Diaz's wallet.
Oh, you did that earlier.
Yeah, now you see, you're just attacking me, mate.
You're making it a thing.
Oh. I'm not Ernie Wise. Do you know what I mean?
Go make the tea.
Yeah.
It's tight as Brown's Lycra shorts for cycling.
Yeah.
Well, look, we've
Max B.
Tight AF.
Yeah.
I'll buy that for $1.
We've referenced ED 209 or Ed 209, and we know he means enforcement droid, but Zodlander says enormous dick 209. We're taking submissions for what the ED stands for in Ed 209, so do your best, man babies, and we'll see what you come up with. But in the meantime, the boardroom
Let's move on.
continues. Let's not get bogged down.
Oh, did I? Sorry.
Brownie got another F-bomb there. I don't know if you noticed.
Nobody in security concepts takes it seriously. It's a better plan. Fucking Jones. I'd go straight to the old man if I could. Don't mess with Jones, man. He'll make sushi out of you.
Community theatre from Mr. Brown playing all the
It's just
parts.
me. Sorry,
so,
folks. I'm just enjoying
yeah,
this.
yeah.
It's taking me all day to do these slides. I'm going to enjoy it. What about this police thing? What's the problem? Somebody can join in if they want.
Well, look, we need to assign parts here. What's going on? We're going to do this. We're going to do it properly. The only problem is, do we know who's saying what?
Ian can be the old man.
Ian, you're the old man.
No, I'm not very good at acting, and I'm really crap at reading as well.
Well, you're old man.
Find someone else. Find someone else. I'd rather be Dick Jones.
Well, that's his line.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
That's his line.
Leave me out of it, mate.
Oh,
I'll be Ed 209.
Their union's been bitching ever since we took over. I'll just do it.
Wow.
We'll turn things around.
Go see.
It does that when you watched it today.
folks,
Good.
the
Very good.
delivery
Let's get
style of
started.
Brown, it lends itself very well to, you know, if you're struggling to get to sleep and you just want some nice, soothing, you know, you're not quite ASMR Brown, but
Big
you're very
Bob's
nice and
cock.
soothing. So, you know, just remember this one. What's the timestamp?
Hello, folks.
There we go.
Are you sitting comfortably? And I'll get my trousers down. And we'll begin.
Nice. Goodness, the spoilers.
Moving on.
Is where everybody's sucking
I've
up
had this
the
dream
the old
for
man, don't
more than a decade now.
sucking up.
Quick
In 6
hello
months,
to-
we begin construction of Delta City. And then they all start clapping like dogs.
yeah.
Don't they?
Huge
Oh.
boardroom as well. Can I just say a quick hello to Dick and Balls? He's just got back.
Hello,
from
Dick and
mowing-
Balls.
Just got back from mowing the lawn, and he's hot and sweaty. And he says, "I'll bring up his own words, shall I?" He
Oh, wait a
says
minute.
he's ready
Okay.
to get down with Mr. Brown.
Everybody is.
Yeah.
Here we go. Jay Goodwin. I prefer brownies Jamaican. Yeah, man.
Okay, Brown, you've
Yeah,
you
man.
started this shit.
Old
You're going to
Detroit
finish
as a
it
cancer man.
in Jamaican style. So go on, give us the next few lines, Jamaican.
The cancer is crime. The crime is cancer.
That sounded a bit like Arnie there.
Okay.
Go on, Brown, keep going. You can redeem yourself.
And it must be cut out, man, before we employ the 2 million workers, man.
Brown, I'm banning you for inserting the word man. Just
Man.
you've got to stand
Ruin
on
the.
your.
Well, you've got man baby in your.
Well, I write
okay.
these scripts. Go on. No inserting the word man. Keep the
Oh, I'm not,
Jamaican.
I can't do it. I've got earache.
Oh, he's bottled it, folks.
Although, man, shifting the tax structure.
That's actually getting better.
I've created an economy ideal for corporate growth. Community
valleys, but-
services, man. In this case, law enforcement, man. I've suffered.
The
So
chat
food.
are
I'm not doing any more
absolutely
shit. Anyway, moving on.
tearing the shit out of you, Brown. Good effort, though. Good effort.
I think it's time we gave something back. Dick.
Z, can I ask you to come in and read Side Defeat's contribution, please?
Side Defeat in the chat says, Brown ASMR. Not my easiest wank.
But rewarding all the
We
same.
got there in the end.
Yes, everyone's a winner with that. Dick. Moving on.
So, look, we got distracted
I'll do
by
it,
Brown's
I'll do it.
bizarre Jamaican script reading, but can someone put a bow on this? Brian, put a bow on this, because we are building up to an iconic scene, aren't we?
Put a bow on it.
Well, sorry, it's an expression. Just you know,
Very quick summary.
tie this one up for us. That's the one I'm looking for. Yeah.
The Ed 209 project is about to be revealed. The demonstration is about to go ahead. Dick is very excited, and the old man is looking forward to it. Could it go wrong? Possibly.
And Bob Morton's just. We can see it.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Nicely done, Brian. Nicely done.
I'm pressing buttons. You're pressing buttons. Shall I just do the slides?
Go on, you do the slides. I'll monitor the man babies in the chat.
Go on then. I'll go back.
So there we go. Nice row of TV screens. Nice logo as well they've got going on.
It's a great logo.
Yeah, a little octagon style logo. Probably not 8 sides to it actually, but
Very corporate America, where it says there, we have gambled in markets. Ruin, you are just because I'm proceeding with the slides means you can talk.
Oh, it's all on me, is it? Well, I thought I'd hit my quota. Okay, well look, got a load of old Hugh Edwards sat round a boardroom table. You know, as far as we know, they're butt naked from the waist down. But basically, we're edging our way towards revealing what this project is and what they've been working on. And yes, he's what's his name? What's this chap's name?
Dick Jones.
Dick Jones. Dick Jones is getting us all ramped up. Yes. Oh, sorry. So this has really been, we've been working towards this moment, haven't we, for this first section of the film? You know, it's been putting the pieces in place, the shit that's going down, and the struggles with the police force, and the deaths of the police officers, and the police officers are looking to strike. How can they solve this problem? Well, we're about to find out. What they need is a 24-hour-a-day police officer. Wow.
Z, are you available to do a little bit of script reading?
Oh, I love that.
But this bit?
Yeah.
I thought I was doing it 209.
Well, you can do that as well.
He wants to save
Not that it
himself.
says much.
We need a 24-hour-a-day police officer. A cop that doesn't need to eat or sleep.
We need those today.
A cop with superior firepower and the reflexes to use it. Fellow executives.
Are you ready, Z?
It gives me great pleasure to introduce to you the future of law enforcement.
And this is where I think I have to add another. Here we go.
Oh,
Ed
bro,
209.
Look at that.
give me some warning before you flash that shit up on screen.
Look at that.
How dangerous does that look?
It's a double look at that moment, folks.
Also, just to think as well, they built the full-size
real.
version as well, didn't they? You know, they had the little model, but they built the full-size version. That was
That's the real one.
amazing.
Fantastic. How good is that?
I think it was designed by Rob Cobb, wasn't it? The conceptual artist fella did Star Wars as well.
Not Phil Tippett.
No, Phil Tippett did the effects. He did the
He would
go
have
motion.
animated it, wouldn't he? Right, okay.
Rob
Yeah.
Bottin.
No, Rob Bottin did the makeup effects.
He did the suit.
I think Rob Cobb did the concept art, and I think he's the one that designed Ed 209. I think. I'm not sure.
Sorry, I drifted off for a second. I'm terribly sorry.
Lots of look at that in the chat. Everyone really marveling at Ed 209. Just looking at that. Could we get Baby Yoda in the cockpit there? Probably could, couldn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Surely
that'd work quite
BB-8 would be more your style, Rune.
Oh, yeah. That's a nice round.
My
dome.
19-year-old self looking at that in the cinema for the first time, I thought,
Thing is, though, it's a bit silly, really, as a design. Like, same thing with Robocop. If somebody decides to run, say they've robbed the store and they decide to run, how's that thing going to run after it? He's probably just going to blow it up, isn't he?
Yeah.
Or blow that person.
oh, yes, here we go. Look, very good.
Everybody drink 209. We were.
Very good.
See?
Very good.
Atom. Very good. Atom. Frank Lanky Spank Plank says, how did they get Ed 209 up to that floor to begin with? Oh.
Carefully.
It's a good question for
In
another
bits, I
time,
guess.
Frank.
Yeah.
In bits, they kind of.
Here you go. Oh,
Come on.
can I?
You
Where
go.
are we?
Please do.
Oh, here we
Please
go.
do. Mm.
Rob
Rob
Webb.
Webb did. Oh, did the 87 concept art? Okay.
It seemed a shame to get him all the way up there and then not blast Kinney out the window.
Yeah.
Z
Although
to
it might have taken a bit off the end. Taken away from Dick Jones's demise, had he done that.
All I can think of when I was looking at this, when I first saw this, and I was thinking, I'd love that toy. I'd
you can
love
get
it.
them now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'd love the full size one. Do you know what I mean? In my living room.
Hasn't Neil Blomkamp got a full size one of those?
I think so.
Yeah.
But doesn't you know what's interesting about this, right?
Oh,
This looks really dangerous, doesn't it? Compared to the remake of Robocop when they had the new designs of Ed 209s, they look really classic compared to this.
Yeah.
The same thing with the Batmobile. The
Yeah,
first
agreed.
Batmobile looked really dangerous, and
Yeah,
then the
agreed.
others just look like toys.
I love the first suit for the Robocop remake, apart from the hand, obviously. Silver one was really cool.
Yeah.
Smilex really sums it up quite well, actually. He says, it's the killer whale front with the lion roar. There was something really animalistic about it, wasn't it? Obviously, it's a robot and it's got these massive guns, but yeah. What a moment. And isn't there, what's going on? Obviously, we do these slides and we're talking all over it, but what's going on with the soundtrack here? Does anyone remember? Is there something quite eerie about the soundtrack?
Lots of robotic noises.
Yeah.
Kind of like all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Lots of pneumatic pistons moving.
And he's got this really deep bass hum to him as well.
Yeah. It does look like it's got a mouth there, doesn't it? That's really quite scary, doesn't it? Because it has that roar, that lion roar.
It's the pit bull of robots.
Yeah.
And Fiona makes a really good point. There's no face, is there? There's no face, there's no eyes, which would be the obvious thing to do, but that makes it all the more kind of just a blankness.
That's the model, by the way.
That's the Phil Tippett model. But two of my favorites, that and Maximilian from Black Hole, they both look lethal.
Yeah. Yeah, and you only can tell because the shadow doesn't look quite right on the floor, the carpet.
Do you want to pause on this screen for the foot fetish guys in the chat there, Brown?
5 seconds, everybody. If you're into
5
your feet,
seconds.
there you go. Go for it.
Control, print
Look
screen.
at those lovely feet. Just relax.
How do they stack
Just
up
think
next
of
to
Breeze toes. Cheesy nails.
Oh, Brown, please. How do they
Bunions.
compare to what's her face, Captain Marvel? What's her name?
Brie.
Brie.
Smells like
well,
Brie.
they're a lot straighter, put it that way. Let's move on. Model. Oh, it looks great.
Yeah, it was very nice, isn't it?
See, if we were watching this in 87, 88, we didn't give a shit it was a model. Whereas now they'd all be going, it's a model, look shit.
It's not that we didn't care it was a model. We loved it as a model. We knew it was a model.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, but we still, again, it's the kid in me. Like, I want that toy. Do you know what I mean? It's just.
I was looking
great.
at ED 209 toys this week, to be fair.
It looks great. Yeah. Even though you know that shot there is definitely, you can tell the scale's all wrong because it's quite small, but it's just wonderful.
Oh, it's fantastic, though.
Yeah.
Another foot shot.
Animated, fantastic as well.
Yeah.
It's this is what freaked me out. There's so many things, but it's the way it kind of lunges from side to side. It's really freaky.
And it growls when it moves.
Yeah, the growl. Atom Gray is just in capital letters. He says practical effects, and he's damn right. Yeah, beautiful.
When you consider that this was shot in front of a projector, and they animated that frame by frame, it's fucking amazing.
There's something charming about the way it's animated as well. You know, Ray Harryhausen, it just takes you right back as a kid, doesn't it?
Yeah, back to
Phil
Jason
Tippett
and the
on money again.
Argonauts and
Yeah,
Sinbad.
yeah.
Phil Tippett on the money again.
I like it when it walks into the room and everybody's scared. They all go back. It's like,
Yeah.
you're really terrified of it.
Well, this is, I mean, it's simple but effective. I mean, they are guiding our reaction, aren't they? The way they all kind of
real.
scatter backwards, and and it is. Franco mentioned it, and I know, I think it's already been referenced, but it is all stop motion. This, isn't it? Yeah, really well done. So he's programmed for urban pacification, but that is only the beginning. After a successful tour of old
I like
Detroit.
this, the way he's scratching his nose. That's just a nice touch. Or is it me?
No,
It's me, isn't it?
yeah. I think he's trying to, he's. I guess the cogs are going in his mind, aren't they? About I don't know, the dollar signs are rolling in his eyes, while the rest are in awe or frightened or whatever. Yeah.
Poor Mr. Kenny.
Yeah, military. That's the way they're going, isn't it? It's expanding into the military markets.
Here you go. Yeah, apparently it's me. Sorry, Andy. Sorry, mate.
A lot of Irish names, isn't there? Murphy, McNamara, Kinney.
Well, it's got a huge Irish community in the States, isn't it? So.
Jay Goodwin, just going back to that last shot of the old dude with the scratching his nose, says, "Old man projecting power without saying a word." It's what do they say, Mega Geek? They say show don't tell, don't they?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
There we go. Good old school filmmaking, folks.
Oh, poor Mr. Kinney.
Oh, there we go. Mr. Kinney's going to get it.
I think he must have the most glorious death.
So a little trivia here that the Desert Eagle gun that he's given was meant to be Robocop's gun, but they decided not to give him that one in the end, and they used another gun for him. But that was meant to be Robocop's gun. That's why it's silver.
Do you know anybody who had a Robocop gun, Ian?
I've got one actually up there. I can see it up there.
I thought you had one and it got nicked.
It got nicked, but I got another one, a replica, and I've also got one. There's an Eagle as well. In fact, the one from Last Action Hero. It's the actual one from the Last Action Hero, which is quite cool.
That's
so
naughty.
It got nicked when I was making a film, and I put it down and I turned around, and somebody stole it. I was so angry. Never mind.
The chat's saying it's a Desert Eagle.
Yeah, Desert Eagle.
Yeah, Desert
Sorry,
Eagle.
did I say it wrong? I probably said it wrong.
Oh. Pretty big bit of kit, isn't it?
It's big.
Yeah, but it looked very small in Robocop's costume.
Yeah.
So they had to up it to something bigger.
Yeah, because I think they painted it silver because it was meant to be the Robocop's gun, but in the end they decided not to go with it for some unknown reason, which I don't understand. I read all that stuff in I read it in Starlog a long time ago. I read how Phil Tippett did this shot, and it just looks. I don't know. I wish I can go backwards in time and relive all this stuff again.
So look, iconic scene. This so the suit points the gun, doesn't he? They're basically just trying to play out a scenario. And my question here, and I love this scene, and it scarred me for life. But obviously we know what happens and how it goes down, but what was supposed to happen? I mean, would it have been that impressive if Ed 209 just said, drop the gun, and that was the end of the demo? It's like, what were they hoping to achieve with this demo? Any thoughts?
Well, it was going to be an arrest simulation. I'm guessing Ed 209 would have dispensed with cuffs from somewhere on his person and dropped them towards Kinney and had him put the cuffs on himself.
Yeah, he'd struggle to put them on for him, wouldn't he?
I will say the guy who played Mr. Kinney, fantastic acting. Because this next scene, you can see him jump.
Kevin Page.
Fantastic.
You know, great work having the subtitles in here, Brown, but I would never thought that Ed 209 used pleasantries such as please. I always thought it was very direct, but he actually does say please.
Yeah. Be polite at all times.
This is where he jumps. You can just see him jump. It's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. This is just freaky.
But what was the plan, though? Those people had that remote control thing that they wheeled out together with Ed 209. So what's the plan? It goes out in the street and they have to go with it. Do you know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
they got it. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, the setup for this is just brilliant, isn't it? So you've got the chap there on the left just saying, "Oh, you better do what he says," and it's all very, "Oh, this could be fun." And then the shit's about to hit the fan big time. So he does drop the gun, doesn't he?
Yeah.
But unfortunately,
15 seconds to comply.
I mean, look at you're taking Z's paw, Brown. How dare you?
Z, wake up.
I'm here.
Come on, Z, give us it properly.
You now have 15 seconds to comply.
It's like I've just noticed as well. It's pointing directly at you. The camera shot.
Yeah, it absolutely is.
And I've just noticed that. It's like, fuck.
Yeah, but he's trying to push him out the way because it's back pointing at him. It's so funny.
Fiona, bogged down. We know, Iceman. We know. Fiona makes the point. It's a monitor, not a remote. So there we go.
I think what makes this scary is the fact that it's an enclosed space. There's no way of escaping. You can't get out. You know, it's similar to Darth Vader's threat aboard the whatever ship he's on. It's that way you're trapped and you can't get. There's no way of escaping. What's going to happen?
Question for Z from Softly Cup Marbles. What sound would Z make instead of the roaring?
Oh, salty.
So in the cinema, right, they cut that scene, didn't they?
A lot of this was cut, yeah.
But the version I've got on Blu-ray is he falls on the table, so he falls on the model of Delta City.
Director's cut.
Yeah, and he's still getting shot. His legs are blowing up and everything.
Yeah.
It's so funny. But yeah,
I think it took them about. I remember buying the DVD when it came out. I think early noughties.
Yeah.
And that was the first time that the director's cut was available. So it took about 12 years for it to come out.
Yeah.
Because we all knew it had been cut to hell, but nobody knew just how much. And obviously, when we got the, I just bought the complete box set, with all the 3 films. Never watched Robocop 3 on that DVD set.
Yeah, the Robocop is not worth watching. Yeah, it's not worth it.
I mean, what was going through their heads at this point? We're going to have a demo today with the top boss. Let's fill it with live ammo.
Yeah, nothing could go wrong.
That's the beauty of the film, though, isn't it? It's so ludicrous that you just have to laugh. I mean, even the violence are very, very silly as well, isn't it? So
that kind of thing would never happen in real life, would it? Alec Baldwin.
Oh dear.
So I mean, another thing which adds to the perfection of this scene is the countdown, isn't it? We see it in real time, the seconds being count down, and this is where he starts to panic a little bit, isn't it? And we actually get the seconds counted down. They look 3, 2, 1. Oh god!
Did you rip these pictures off of a Blu-ray, Ian?
It's the remastered edition.
Oh, right, okay. Because you can tell. I remember watching the VHS. You can those shots look real, but now you can tell it's a model.
Brown, I'm going to have to insist we just cycle backwards slightly, if you don't mind, because our old friend Willie or won't he in the chat says, what would a Jamaican version of Ed 209 sound like? So let's just go back a little bit. We'll take it from
That's
there,
it.
Brown.
2 hours. We're finished.
Go on, Brown. Give it your best. Don't insert any mans. Come on, Brown. Don't doubt yourself.
You have Sorry. Oh,
God.
You have 5 seconds to comply. Oh, no, I'm
Right.
That
sorry.
sounds like Arnie.
See, Brown said there because of the Paul Verhoeven V is pronounced as an
Ah.
F. There.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Gets a bit Welsh.
Minute.
Keep going, Brown.
I am now. Sorry, I'll say again.
He's got stage
Oh
fright.
my God, almighty. I am now authorized to use physical force, man.
Oh, he had to
Sorry.
put it in, didn't he?
That's 2 hours ruined. We finished. Night, everybody.
Oh no, we're gonna keep going. We're gonna go through this scene. Sorry, Z Brownie,
Get to the chopper.
Jamaicaned all over your.
I will warn you,
line.
everybody. Violence, gore.
We've got a
Yeah.
violence warning.
There's
Do we need
gore
the
and
logo,
violence.
Brown?
Hold on. Shall I do
logo?
this?
There we go. Warning. If you're sensitive to violence, then please avert your eyes.
I will say the scenes that I have left in, I've had to make them black and white because it was just literally fountains of red everywhere. So just yeah.
Brownie, before we get into the gore, you've got a super chat. Do you want to read it?
Do you want to do it?
Oh, I'll do it then. Ceteris
Parabuses.
Ceteris Paribus. I like it. He says $1 for every man.
Mom.
There you go. Thanks, Ceteris.
Okay. So we're ready, folks.
Playing along. Franco says, "Get to the chopper, man."
Mom.
There we
Oh,
go.
Martin.
Anyway, we're getting
Right.
into the gore.
It's on his way, folks.
I mean, look at they are some
Muzzle flash.
powerful, yeah, powerful
Muzzle
stuff.
flash.
Oh,
Easy,
you
Brown.
pressed buttons, didn't you?
Okay, there we go. I want to take it all in. So just to clarify, we've not gone Wizard of Oz here, but we have switched to black and white, haven't we? Just to, well, you explain, Brown. Why is it?
I had to look up the rules about violence on YouTube. If you give context and plenty of warnings, that obviously it's obvious that it's a film, you've just got to be very, very careful. You just got to be careful. So possibly a little bit too much there, but we all know it's a film.
Oof.
But anyway, yeah.
Kill Bill
that.
mode.
How
That's
would
what's
they? Probably Mega would give us the best insights on this. How do they achieve this incredible kind of?
He's
effects
got
here?
he's got about 7 squibs on underneath his shirt there.
Oof.
He's probably got 3 on his leg,
Wait.
and then he had like 4 on his back. So so all those squibs are connected to wires going down his suit and special effects
So-
guys.
Look, you can see the squib there.
Yeah.
I just thought I'd leave this in because you can see it.
But there's very strong squibs because they have to go through material. So the actor was kind of brave,
Jeez.
really. So
Great acting.
yeah, and a lot of blood as well. So a lot of blood packs as well as they go off.
There you go. Sorry,
All
Jay
squibs.
Goodwin. All the squibs. Yes.
So it's not
And-
digital; it's real.
I do want to go back to Common People because
Go
he's
on,
made
sorry.
a suggestion, Brownie, for your personal development. If you change "man" to "boyo," and it's Tom Jones, so a little
Yeah,
Little
man.
twist,
Yeah,
and you
boyo.
you transition seamlessly from Jamaican to
Well, yes.
Welsh.
Okay.
Anyway, back to the gore.
So you
Oof,
can, yeah.
look at
That
I've
might have
never
been a
noticed-
stuntman, actually. That probably isn't the actor.
No, he did it all.
Oh, he did it all. Oh,
Yeah.
brave man.
I just noticed those those flashes coming through his jacket. I just noticed them when I was doing the.
because they're tiny little explosions
just
that
so
they put
fantastic.
on the body, yeah, and blood packs and stuff. So
No, it is really well done. I mean, Franco says it there. It's even, you know, what 40, 50 years on, it's really well done, isn't it?
And you
35
see that
years.
muzzle flash, that's all been in those days, that's to paint them on. So, you know, a guy had to paint it. You couldn't just get a computer and put that muzzle flash into the shot as you can do today. So, you know, that's kind of a cartoon for a second there.
Looks good though.
that somebody's done, yeah.
Smilex with a bit of trivia there. Ooh, he says that one or two of them went off near his nuts, but he had to lie there
Yeah.
and not squeak. Wow. Yeah. He does really sell it, as they say in the wrestling game, doesn't he? He sells it well.
Thing is that what's interesting is that when he gets shot, it comes through his back, yet none of them go through the window.
Yeah.
So-
Well, we were talking about this in the
Oh, Ian,
green
stop
room.
spoiling it. God.
Talking about it in the green room last week, and Brian and I were saying it maybe the only way it could have been improved is if he took those shots, staggered backwards, and then it blew him out the window. You know, that was
yeah. Also, I saw some fan redid this scene, didn't they? And they made the animation more smoother by visual effects. So,
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
have you seen it?
I actually saw that they increased the stop motion to 60 frames a second,
Yeah.
and it looks so much smoother.
Yes.
Nice.
There you go. Either paint or double exposure.
Yeah, we have an educated chat, don't we? And the absolute fear in the rest of the boardroom there.
This is when the special edition director's cut starts to come in a bit.
Yeah. I love when he goes, it's just a glitch.
Brilliant.
Yeah, this one
Very
on the,
disappointed.
That's hilarious.
Kind of funny how when it's when it was obviously it was malfunctioning, they're pressing all kinds of buttons,
Yeah.
but then he just rips the cord in the end, and that does the job no problem. It's a shame you didn't get to that a bit sooner, but I mean that is a real brutal death, isn't it?
Do you think there's something symbolic about the fact that you landed on the model of the new Delta City?
Yeah.
No, there's definitely something symbolic about it.
Well, there is one of the towers sticking up through his groin. Can you see it on the left?
Oh.
I only just noticed that today. Literally, one of the spikes of the skyscrapers going through him.
Anything's a dildo if you're brave enough.
It is.
MJ with a nice Monty Python
just a flesh wound.
reference. Well done, MJ.
Yeah.
Just a flesh wound.
See, this is great. Just animated. So you've got the muzzle flashes painted. You've got the model. You've got the projection of the people in the background.
Yeah.
It's just fantastic.
Well, painstaking in those days, wasn't it, to do animation?
It holds up pretty well, doesn't it?
Not really, but I do find it satisfying to watch stuff like this. Again, it just reminds me of a kid watching Sinbad movies and stuff like that, Ray Harris and stuff. So for me, it's just going down memory lane, and it's a pleasing journey for me. Anyway.
Well, I'd rather watch this than perfect CGI.
Oh well, yeah, that's the thing too, isn't it?
It's real, isn't it? That.
Brian, can we bring you in for a wonderful contribution from the Punchable Face?
The Punchable Face in the chat says that was a mostly peaceful malfunction.
Yes, it was indeed. Nicely done. Nicely done.
I think the lighting is maybe slightly too sharp on the model in comparison with the background slightly more muted.
Yeah.
I'm sure if but again, that's going back and altering old films with maybe a little bit of CGI manipulation on that could make it even better. But anyway, it's still great.
Yeah.
Just a minute extra, Sky Movies tells us, for the director's cut, but again, that is a whole minute of
what a minute.
Pure gore. Yeah, what a minute it is indeed. Brown, for the man babies in the chat who actually want to go dig out this theatrical cut. Where can they get their hands on it? Do you any idea where they'll find that?
It
You could-
was when I bought it. It was from Amazon
Okay.
because it came out in a box set. I know
Right.
it's been reissued so many times since. I would imagine if you want to see this version, it's the unrated director's cut. I think literally you buy any copy of RoboCop now, it'll be on it.
You can rent it from Amazon. It's got
Yeah.
the director's cut now, even though it doesn't say director's cut. It is the director's cut.
It's just one of them films just worth buying. It's just so good.
It does look even though I've got the Blu-ray, it does still looks grainy. But then that's the charm of it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of praise, Jay Goodwin, for the physical acting of the old corporate guy there, expressing his opinion without saying a word. And Atom Gray, good form, Atom. He says, "Well, there's a free locker in the executive washroom if anyone needs it." Yeah.
I like the smoke billowing out of the guns.
Yeah, beautiful
line,
touch. Beautiful.
Another thing I like, which they also did in the police station scene earlier, is there are conversations going on in the background between other cast members about what's going on in there, where they are, separate to the script, and you can hear them quite clearly if you keep your ears out. But it adds to the realism of the location that they're in.
Here you go, folks. Sky Movies. The recent Arrow Video Edition, limited edition Blu-ray and 4K, has 3 cuts: theatrical, directors, and the heavily edited TV cut.
Also, Tom has this thought. He says, didn't they film the scene absurdly violently so that the censors would make the M dial it back to where they actually wanted it? Anyone any more on that?
Well, it was an R when it was released, wasn't it?
Make the M dial it back. Yeah.
I don't know. Did we get a different version than the States?
Yeah.
Well, it was cut a bit. It was still very violent, though, as far as I remember. So
Yeah. I think they said they wanted it to be over the top, but
It was submitted to the MPAA 12 times before it got its R rating.
Wow. That is amazing. Yeah, did we miss a line about get a paramedic? Which again is another classic. Oh, there we go. Thanks, Brown.
Dick, I'm very disappointed.
Yeah.
I'm sure temporary setback. You call that a glitch?
You call this a glitch?
So this is where it does that fabulous thing of you think he's like, outraged at this murder, but in fact he's just outraged at the loss of money this is.
Yeah.
No, the old man in RoboCop 1 was a good guy, and then for some reason they turned him into a baddie in the second one.
No, I wouldn't say that he was a good guy. He was all about the money, right?
But his heart was in the right place. He had an ethical center.
Not really, because at the end he only
Disagree.
said what's your name because he saved his life, didn't he? But I mean, he didn't care about shit, did he? He only cared about the money. It just goes to prove it in this scene. He's just worried about the money. He's not worried about a guy that's dead. Do you know what I mean?
More concerned about the delays than he is losing one of the development team.
Yeah. So, I wouldn't say he's a good guy personally.
The 50 million in interest payments.
His face.
Oh, forgetting we've got the entire script here to.
So that could cost us 50 million in interest payments.
There we go. Yeah. It's all about the muns, the money.
Oh yeah, and he squeezes in.
Do we miss a slide then? Okay, okay.
He squeezes in, doesn't he? He's like, I've got this program.
Setback could cost us 50 million in interest payments alone, and he is not necessarily served.
So yeah. And he was Dick Jones trying to push him aside, saying you talk to me in my office about it, and then the old man goes, "No, I want to listen to what he has to say."
Iceman there just saying the chat is full of trivia today, and I've got to say,
Mm.
could be one of the most informed chats we've ever had,
Because I think
Brown. They
everybody
really have
genuinely
brought
loves
the
this
A game.
film.
Yeah.
I mean, I generally like this film because, as I said, of the time that it lived in, and I lived in that time. You know.
Well, have you
Yeah.
recently watched it?
Yeah, I watched it last week
Still
on
so
4K.
good.
Yeah,
So
it's
good.
a good film, but I was a bit disappointed with the transfer. I thought it would be better, but it's still got a lot of grain in it and stuff like that. Depending on how they shot it, I guess. You know.
Is common people quoting a bit of Tiger King there? I think he is, isn't he? Which is very
Yes, I've done that
appropriate.
before. Yes, very good.
Nicely done. Fiona just saying, we're always informed. You guys just don't notice. Oh, take your hand back, Fiona. And you know where to shove
Ooh.
it, okay? No, we know. We rate you. We say every week you're the best chats. We love you. But we know you love a
This
good
is where
dick
Dick
joke
Jones
as well
is
now
not
and then.
happy.
Yeah,
Now wait a
Yeah.
minute, Dick.
wants
That's
to
what
hear
she
what he has
said,
to
by the way.
say. Fresh perspective.
Oh,
This leads to that famous toilet scene. Do you remember that toilet scene? It's so funny.
It's 45 minutes in.
Yeah.
So this is where now they're telling us why all the police were moved about.
mm.
Yeah. Because that's why they would have moved Murphy, because obviously physically fit.
Mm.
Mm.
Film green again.
And so, Brian, was that you giving us a timestamp on the movie?
The scene Ian was talking about was 45 minutes in. We're actually only 13 minutes and 50 odd seconds in,
Okay.
believe it or not.
Oh, sorry.
From a-
Wow.
We should have
Lockdown aspect.
a sweepstake how many weeks this is going to take.
You know what? This film was just one of
cares,
those ideas
cares?
that was going to capture people. I mean, the idea of a robot being a cop. I mean, there's such a simple idea, isn't it? You know, that it was bound to bring in people. You know, and I didn't even want to call it Robocop either. They hated it, and it's like that was the perfect title for it.
Punchables. Chuckling away at the fact we've covered 13 minutes of movie in 2.5 hours. Fiona asked, did I miss Murphy getting shot? No.
Not yet. Not yet.
It took me 6 hours to do 29 minutes of film today.
No bloody wonder at this rate.
Yeah, let's be frank with you all. Let's be Franco Waller with you all. We're probably about 3 weeks away from seeing Robocop. So so hang in there, folks.
It's either that or Ahsoka.
Oh, God, no.
Look at that. That is not a happy man, is it?
No, it's the old corporate shenanigans and power struggles.
Yes. Now that's how it's done in the big leagues, Johnson.
You see an opening, you go for it.
You better watch your back, Bob.
Mm.
Jones is going to come looking for you.
Mm.
Fuck, Jones. He fumbled the ball and I was there to pick
Another
it up.
F-bomb. Take a drink, folks.
Sorry, folks. Too bad about Kinney. See, classic line coming up, folks.
Life in the big city.
When do we start?
Great.
Should we leave it there?
I think that's a good point, isn't it? To leave it there, because we end where they ask where they start, and well, what a great opening we've had, and I don't know about you guys, but I'm enjoying doing a good film for a change, and yeah. So what have we got to look forward to, Brian? some scenes that you're looking forward to in the coming weeks, months, years?
Decades.
Nothing for Brian. Okay. Z, what are you looking forward to, Z?
Can you fly, Bobby?
Oh, yeah, excellent.
Yep, classic one. Mega, anything in particular you're looking forward to?
I just looking forward to Murphy getting killed, because that wonderful shot, his hand
God,
gets
amazing.
blown off.
Director's cut is fantastic.
Give the man a hand.
And yeah.
Well, I think we're certainly going to get to that one next week, aren't we? Brian's back. Brian, what are you looking forward to for the rest of the movie in the coming weeks? Any particular scenes?
No,
just everything or nothing.
I can't think of anything off the top of my head. To be honest, it's always been a bit of a strange mixed bag, this film, for me.
I'm looking forward to the I'll buy that for $1, man. Can't wait to see him.
Based on Benny Hill, apparently.
Yeah, probably about 5 weeks off seeing him, but anyway. Shot in the dick, of course.
Here you go, folks. Jamalama. Well, I made it for the last 2 minutes. Well done. Okay.
Well, should we take predictions just before we wrap, Brown? Quick predictions. We've done 30 minutes of film in 2.5 hours. I mean, you can all do the maths.
How many? Right, okay.
How many weeks? How many weeks, chat?
Chat, how many weeks is this going to take? When did we say Ahsoka's out? End of August?
End of August.
Okay, so what's that? That's 4 weeks. If we could do this for another 4 weeks, I'd be happier than a pig in shit.
Oh, there you go.
What do you reckon, guys? Yeah, I think 4 weeks.
I think 4's realistic. I mean,
4
I think
more weeks.
Originally, we maybe looked at 3, but yeah, Tom thinks 4. MJ's probably more accurate.
If we keep up the current rate, it's just under 8 weeks. Believe it or not.
Here you go. Thinking Man's joke. 209 jokes. Weeks,
Brilliant.
even.
Well, we said it takes what it takes, Brown. Oh, Flopmeister.
Here you go, Flopmeister. $5. Empty. Thank you for my friend.
Oh, beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Well, look, maybe we need to up the pace if you want to get done for Ahsoka, or do we just...
Well, that's the target, isn't
Ahsoka,
it? That's if we're doing Ahsoka. I'm assuming you want to.
Well, it's Star Wars, isn't it? And
so that's a yes then. Okay.
Well, I just want to rip the shit out of it, if I'm honest. But anyway, look, it's been fun. We've got off to a great start. We've got some more good stuff coming. I can now go to bed with the thoughts of Ed 209 chasing me in my dreams as I run away, pants round my ankles like Hugh Edwards. But anyway, I should just thank the fabulous chat. The trivia's been top-notch.
Brilliant.
The contributions have been first class.
Thank you.
We are nothing without the chat, are we, Brian?
We are not. It'd be just us old bastards talking shit at each other.
Yeah. So, well, talking of old bastards, let's say goodbye to them all. So, first of all, Z, thank you, sir, for your robotic interjections.
Always a pleasure, Master Viren. Never a chore. And thank you to the other panel members. And, of course, chat. I love you all.
There we go. And Brian, thanks for steering us through this one, as always.
Cheers, Ruin. Thanks also to Z, Ian, Brownie, and of course the magnificent chat, as ever.
Cheers, Brian.
And of course, the mighty Mega. And Mega, how good is it to do a good movie? It's really, really just refreshing, isn't it?
Yeah, I love this movie. One of the best movies I've ever seen, put it that way. So no worries, guys, no worries.
Yeah, we did. And you know what, I mean, I've got to admit, I did miss it. I missed Mega coming out with this is shit. That's the only thing I've missed tonight. But
I can't say on this film though, because this film's great. It's a good film. Yeah.
And finally, the man with the keys, Mr. B. Have you enjoyed yourself tonight, Mr. B? How's the earache doing?
My ear is throbbing, everybody. I love this film. and I've not watched it for a while, and just doing the slides today was a fucking pleasure. 6 hours was a pleasure.
There we go.
Moving on.
It's all
Cheers,
love.
everybody.
It's all love. It's all good. Well, look, I'm looking forward
job,
to
Rory.
getting right back into it next week, and we're coming in hot next week with the murder
Oh,
of
yes.
Murphy. Yeah. So don't forget to return for that. Until then,
And
we wish you all
don't
well.
forget to leave a comment, folks.
Leave a comment. Tell me how
Yes.
much of a man baby you all are.
We're back at the weekend, folks.
Have a lovely time, and we bid you goodbye, farewell, adieu, and something about timing normally, isn't it, Brown?
Yeah, I'll just go timing. See you next time, everybody. Part 2 next week.
Bye, man, babies.
Bye.
Bye.
Enjoy the